Hello everyone, welcome back to the Maker's Gonna Learn YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk to you and teach you all about gold foil stickers. It did take us a while to perfect this specific craft, but y'all, these results are amazing. I mean, y'all, look at the reflection of this sticker. It is to die for. Let's go ahead and go overhead so you all can see this up close. So here, I know it might be a little hard to see, but I tried to put it on this black paper so you all could see it better. But we have a letter M inside this, so these would be perfect for like stickers on the outsides of envelopes, for invitations, Christmas cards, really anything. I'm obsessed with this technique. Now the materials for this project are pretty minimal. However, you are going to need a laser printer. The reason that we need a laser printer is because it's going to print that powder, and then the gold foil is going to stick to that powder once heat is applied. Now I do want to say, laser printers are not a huge cost. They can be pretty inexpensive. This one was around $100. Some other things that you can do with laser printers is if you want to print black and white very fast, they're great for that. We have also used them to print vellum sheets and do the gold foil technique, same as we're doing here with the vellum sheets for invitations and things like that. So there are quite a few different uses for this laser printer if you do want to invest in it. Next up, we have our Starcraft Electrofoil. This is our go-to for this technique. We absolutely love it. We love using it for the stickers, but also on t-shirts and so many different materials. You are gonna need your clear sticker paper, and you're also gonna need a Cricut Mini Easy Press and a mat. Now that we've gone over everything that we need, let's go ahead and hop over to our share screen, and I'm gonna show you which font we're gonna be using to create these stickers today. Now that we are here at our Maker's Gonna Learn website, we're gonna go over to our font section. Today we're just gonna be searching the circle, so I am going to be using the double circle single monogram font. How you're gonna be able to download fonts into your Cricut design space is you're gonna go here to this little icon that has the arrow pointing down. We're gonna click that. It is going to download on your computer. We're gonna unzip the file, and then we're gonna double click it in our downloads and install the font. What this does is it installs it into our font book, or if you are on a PC, your character map. From there, we're gonna pull up Cricut Design Space. We don't have anything on here, so we don't have to save it, but if you are working on something and want to upload a new font, make sure you save it before you go to this next step. But you're gonna come up here to View, and you are going to reload Cricut Design Space. That is going to allow Design Space to reload and open back up with those new fonts. So now that Cricut has reloaded, we're gonna come and grab our text. We're gonna come up here to the fonts. We're going to go to Systems because that's where you're gonna find the fonts that we download. We're gonna search Circle and come down here and grab the double circle monogram text. Now we're gonna type in the letter that we want. Today I'm working with the letter M, and then we're going to size it to where we want it, which we're gonna work with a 2 by 2 inch circle. Now, automatically, if I were to turn this to print and cut, Cricut would recognize it, but then it's gonna come in here and cut out this M and everything else, and we do not want that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here to offset. I don't want that large of an offset, so I'm gonna move it down to a 0.1 inch offset. I'm going to apply that, and then my offset result, come down here to contour and hide all contours. I am now going to change that to white, and I'm going to change my letter to black. We're going to grab them both, and we're gonna flatten them together. So now, if we come down here to our canvas and we change the color, you're gonna be able to see that the Cricut is going to cut around the white and nothing else. Now we are ready to make it. So we're gonna select Make It. One thing I want to let you guys know is you can duplicate on your canvas, but I really like to duplicate from here. So I know I want to make more than one sticker at a time. I'm just gonna type in 12 and hit Apply. Now, Cricut likes to separate these out onto 2 separate mats, but this is not necessary. You can come down here to mat 2, move your object to the first mat, and bring it over, and you have plenty of room to work with. So we're going to go ahead and just move all of these over to our first mat. So now that we are taking up the whole sheet and we can make 12 at one time, we're going to go to continue. We're going to send this to printer. I'm going to be using the HP LaserJet printer today. I'm going to turn bleed off and use system dialog. Once we hit print, it's going to pull up the print behind Cricut Design Space. With the LaserJet, it doesn't give you the option for print best quality because it is just printing black and white. So once it pulls up behind there, we're just going to go ahead and hit print. Now before I hit print, I want to show you guys, this printer specifically loads in the bottom, and if you are printing on sticker paper, you're going to want the side that you want it to print on facing up. We're going to place it in our printer, and then we're going to hit print. Now this does go pretty fast, so here we've hit print. It's going to think about it, and then it's going to print it out. And there you go. So once that is printed, we are going to load this onto a standard grip mat. Make sure that the sticker paper is braided down really well. Once we have braided our sticker paper down, we're going to come over here to browse all material, and we're just going to type in sticker. And we're going to choose the clear printable sticker paper setting. So after we choose printable sticker paper, one thing I want you guys to know is if you leave it on default pressure, it is going to give you a kiss cut. So it's going to cut through the sticker paper but not the backing. Because we want to work with these pieces of these stickers individually, we're going to go with more pressure so that it cuts through the backing as well. And then once that is ready, we are going to load it into our machine. While that is scanning, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my Cricut Mini Easy Press to a heat setting of 1. You do not want it any higher than 1 because if you get the heat setting too high for the StarCraft Electrofoil, then it's going to melt it into the sticker, which we don't want. We want it to be very smooth and even, so it needs to be on a heat setting of 1. While that is cutting, I'm going to go ahead and cut off a sheet of this Electrofoil so that we're ready to foil our stickers as soon as they're done cutting. Now that it is cut, we're just going to go ahead and even with default or even with more pressure, it did not cut through the backing of this sticker paper, which is fine. It's not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and take the rest of this off because we don't need that excess, but be careful not to scratch. Try not to scratch your other stickers. So we're just going to take that off. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut these individually because it does work a lot better when you work with one individual sticker at a time. That way you know that you're getting an even heat pressure all across your sticker. So we're just going to work with one single sticker to start out with. Once you have your foil cut to the size of your sticker, you're just going to want to make sure it lays very flat. We're taking our easy press, remember the heat setting of 1. You do not want too much heat, and we're just going to take this and we're going to run over it 2 to 3 times at most. Once you have done that, you're going to let it cool down on a cool surface. We're working on a granite surface, so I like to turn it upside down and let it cool on the granite. You're not going to want to pull this gold foil up until it has completely cooled down. Otherwise, it will not adhere perfectly. So once it has cooled down, we're going to take our foil and we are going to separate it from our sticker. Now, this foil over here, it's not going to matter because it is just attached to the outside of the sticker, so we can actually just cut that right off, and that does not affect our sticker at all. But y'all, look how beautiful. Now, one thing I do want to show you, the difference between these two, if you can see, this one kind of looks a little more distressed. That's because I left the mini easy press on there for too long and there's too much heat that has been applied to this. So when I say 2 to 3 swipes with your mini easy press on a heat setting of 1, that is it. Literally no more than that. And that's going to give you this smooth finish. And that's it. You have your very own custom gold foiled sticker. Now, one thing I want to make sure you guys know and understand, this will take time to learn, okay? Repeat that again. This will take time for you to learn. It has taken us lots of trial and error. I really hope our trial and error helps you, but definitely go step by step everything I've said, okay? Printing with a laser printer, cutting it on your Cricut, doing one at a time, that way you know you have even pressure across the whole sticker. We're doing our Cricut Mini Easy Press, a heat setting of 1, and swapping it over our sticker 2 to 3 times and absolutely no more. Unless you want a more distressed look, if you want the solid look, it's 2 to 3 times. Or like I said, if you want a little more of a distressed look, you can do 4 or 5. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Once again, if you are new to the Maker's Gonna Learn, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification to know every time we get crafty. If you want to check us out and join our crafting community, you can follow the link down below, makersgonnalearn.com/join, where we bring you thousands of cut files and hundreds of fonts every month. We are here to bring you inspiration, motivation, and education for you to get your Cricut out and start crafting. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye!
Today we're going over a topic all about stickers with our Cricut.
Yes.
I am so excited for you to dive into this because there's a lot of people here that are newbies that just got their Cricut and they're like, I don't know how I found you, but please help me.
Listen, shout out.
So yay, okay. Are you
we
ready to
make
craft?
stickers?
Woohoo, let's make some stickers. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Awesome.
Okay, so here on the table today, we have some of our really pretty new floral MGL logos here, and we're going to teach you guys how to not only make these stickers, but make stickers in bulk. And you know, I think I've decided just last minute, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of a little extra flair training, and I think I'm gonna show you guys how to take SVGs as well.
Oh snap.
And turn them into stickers.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
if we're gonna talk about stickers, we might as well talk about all of it. One thing that I do want to talk about, let's go ahead and go overhead. And I want to talk to you guys about the different types of sticker paper that we use here in our office. Now, these are our tried and true. And I'm not saying that this is the end all be all. This is the only thing that you all can use.
It's our end all be all.
It's our end all be all, correct. This is what we love. Y'all, the Zakoto brand, however you want to say this, that I say it Zakoto, this to me is the best. This is pretty much the only thing that I use. We have started using the HTV Ront, which I have ended up liking a lot.
But I will say, Lauren, let's just have this conversation.
Okay.
HTV Ront is great for personal stickers. If I'm giving something and if I want the best quality look to be like, I would sell this at a boutique, I still want the one up to your right.
I'm still going to go for Zakoto. Let's go ahead and open it up and I'll show you guys. So, and a lot of people will ask us, what's the difference in printable sticker paper and printable vinyl?
Ooh, great question.
That is a very good question.
Great question.
Really?
It's thicknesses and it's core. You know, if we're talking about sticker paper, you know, it's going to be papery. Like water would affect it.
But this is water resistant.
Yeah, and that's more, I would consider this more, it's printable vinyl, and it does say vinyl on it. So vinyl is what I would go for when we're talking about durability.
But I mean, when you think of sticker paper, it's like the paper stickers.
Yes.
So I guess I was saying this wrong.
That's okay.
This is, I guess this technically is printable vinyl
Yeah.
in a way.
Right.
And this is the matte of the Zykoto. It's probably my favorite.
Yes.
It is my go-to, is this, this is, take a screenshot. Let's take a screenshot if you are wanting to make stickers.
Yes, grab it.
Take a screenshot of this. Everybody got that?
I love it.
Okay. Now take a screenshot of this one. Give you a second to take a screenshot. There we go.
This is one of my favorite things when y'all are screenshotting.
I know. So these are both very, very water resistant. How many of these do you have on your emotional support water bottle?
Oh my, I mean, 20?
Exactly.
Like,
and
yeah,
they're all in,
I
mean, when I say emotional support water bottle, Tanner carries this thing around all the time. How many years have you had those stickers on there?
Oh, 2. I mean, me and Blake made them before, oh gosh, before he went off to college, and he's a junior now.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
They've been on there since 2020.
And they're still great.
We love them.
So we get the Zykoto sticker paper off of Amazon. There is a link down below that it takes you straight to that sticker paper. We love it. Another one that we have, but I don't necessarily use a ton, honestly. I'm just, listen, 100% transparency here, guys.
Sure.
Is the StarCraft. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's got a different feel to it.
Yes.
It has, I don't know. It's just a different feel to it.
Right.
So that's going to be a personal, I'm not saying, and the thing is, what I want you guys to understand, try out the Zykoto. Like I said, this is our end all be all. This is our favorite. But try out different types to see which one that you like the best. That's the way, that is my suggestion to you guys to find out what you like. But I'm going to tell you, once you use the Zykoto, I don't think you're going to want to try anything else. Just my personal preference. Okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to cancel this cut real quick. Does anybody have anything specific you are wanting to learn about when it comes to making papers? Drop me those questions.
Lauren, I got a question.
Okay.
Before we even dive in, we need to have a chat about printers. What to look
for
in a printer.
What to look for in a printer when it comes to print and cut. You know why I didn't think about this? Why I didn't think about talking about printers?
It's okay.
Because, once again, my mom had the exact same question.
Yeah.
She said, and I don't know if there's anybody here that has this question. She was like, I told her, oh, you can make stickers with your Cricut. No problem. She said, wait, I can print on my Cricut?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot your Cricut can do in partnership with a printer.
But it's not print. You can't print on your Cricut. So you do have to have an inkjet printer when you are making print then cut images.
Yes.
Now, you can use a laser, but know that it's going to be black and white. We do use laser for stickers for certain things. If you're foiling stuff, you can use a laser printer, but for full color stickers, you're going to need an inkjet printer. We really, really love all of the Canon printers when it comes to like inkjet printers that give us like the best quality image. You all know we love our Epsons for sublimation, but Canon is really the one we go to for like printing pictures and printing stickers and things like that. So those are, we have a Canon 9500, I think.
I believe so.
That we use out here that we really, really love. You can find an inkjet printer for a pretty good cost. Just look at the specs. You're going to want one that does print a higher quality image if you want higher quality stickers.
Yes. Now, the one that we have in our office that we use the most right now, I am going to tell y'all, it is the Canon, I'll just link it too, I'll add this in. It's the Canon 8620 all-in-one.
Okay.
And it is a really good printer. I'll see if I can find it in white because it's a great investment in their craft printer. And I'm sorry, it's the 9521 and it's white. It's 34% off today. I can't tell you the price because it can change.
Right.
So it's the Canon Craft printer. I'll link it right here for you. This is our go-to.
Once again, decals for vehicles, they do have, now, this is one thing that I will say. This is the StarCraft Matte UV laminate for your inkjet printable vinyl.
Yes.
So this is something that you put over top of your stickers that you would print. So what you could do, because this is the clear, correct?
Yes.
So what you could do is take your Zykoto paper. I would probably use a matte if I was doing it for decals on a vehicle, and cut this, and then take the same image, like the cut image, and then cut this out and place it over top of your sticker, because this is a UV protectant.
Yes. Now, I've had some people, before we dive into the actual function of making stickers, I like to have these conversations. So someone said, wait, why can I not use my laser printer to make beautiful stickers? I've done it before. I actually tested this, Lauren.
Okay.
So Cricut says you have to use an inkjet printer. And the reason why is that there's a scanner on the Cricut that scans around the print, and it knows exactly where to actually cut. It's really great technology, but it says it can't scan laser ink. That's why it needs to be an inkjet.
Yeah.
So that's why we recommend inkjet, but if you only have a laser and you test it and it works.
It says it can't scan laser ink?
Because it's not ink.
I've cut it with laser ink before.
So have I. So have I. So I just wanted to have that honest, open convo. And you can take it with a grain of salt and do as you wish. So
I've used laser ink to cut because we did that with the gold foil stickers.
I know, that's what, exactly. And it worked.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Interesting. I did not know that they said that. Okay, so there was another couple questions. What size sticker sells best? I think that's just going to be a personal preference. I don't really know that one size. I would say
there's room for all.
Size-wise, there is room for all. I have some stickers that are like a 3x3. I think I have what would Dolly do might be closer to like a 4x4.
Yeah.
But then I also have stickers that are like a 1.5 by something, like they're smaller. So if you have one image or you create an image, I would make it in multiple sizes. That way, and what you can do to maximize, and this was another question that I saw, and I will show you guys how to maximize your print and cut area. You can have one large sticker on the sheet and then have like 5 or 6 different smaller ones around it. That way you take up the whole sheet and you use every part of it and you're not wasting.
Yes.
Okay? So let's go ahead. One thing that I do want to show you guys is if we're gonna come over here to the Maker's Gonna Learn website, what I really want to show you, one of the things that I'm very impressed about, so I don't know if you all, let's go back to one and let me talk about the differences in PNG and SVG, because I feel like we're gonna have a lot of questions about that before I jump into it. So we have 2 different types of files on our website that you can use with your Cricut. And I'm sure you all are going to ask, well, what's the difference? So we have PNG, which is Portable Network Graphic, and we have SVG, which is a Scalable Vector Graphic, okay? Portable Network Graphic, Scalable Vector Graphic, PNG, SVG. One good thing that I do personally to remember to kind of keep them separated is with PNG, I just automatically think of well, that's set up for print and cut.
Right.
PNG, print and cut. One big difference though is if it is a PNG file, it is created with just a certain amount of pixels. So if you guys know what pixels are, they're like the little tiny squares that are different colors that when you put them all together, it makes one image.
Love it.
Okay, so that is when you scale that up, those pixels don't change. All they do is they get bigger, so the bigger the image gets, the more pixelated it is because the pixels are larger and you can see those edges. Like you can see those rough edges on the pixels. Does that make sense to everyone?
And one way I like to look at it is the SVG. I could literally take that SVG, anyone from our website, and I could scale it so large, it's on a billboard, and we look flawless.
That's what I was getting at next. So with scalable, you just got excited. Listen, I do the same thing. I do the same thing. So with SVGs, scalable vector graphics, Carol says, I tell myself S stands for scissors, P stands for print. That's a really good way to keep them separated, because the SVGs are what you have to use to cut, so scissors. But the other thing with the scalable vector graphic is that you can, like Kenner said, you can scale it as large as you want. And y'all, it's not going to lose the quality. It's going to be the exact same super crisp image. So it's scalable to whatever size you want, and it's still beautiful.
Yes.
Okay? So those are the two separate files that we have on our Makers Gonna Learn website. Now, one thing that you're gonna run into, if it says print and cut on it, there's probably not gonna be an SVG file, because it's gonna have a lot of detail, a lot of colors, and it's very hard to make those layers, because with an SVG file, you have layers. So if you have a red layer, then you're gonna have a black layer, and you might have a white layer. So you're gonna have 3 colors with 3 layers on the SVG. With print and cut, you can have 15 colors.
But it's flat.
And it's flat.
It's printing away. And then we're gonna cut.
Now that we've kind of talked about the difference in PNG, SVG, knowing that if it says print and cut, it's gonna only have the PNG version on our website, let's go ahead and hop over to our website so that I can show you guys. And I'm actually gonna come down here. If you can, we're here at the cut file section, so I've already gone to the cut files. I wanna go to the categories, and I wanna scroll all the way down here to our print and cut section. Y'all, our print and cut section is huge. Well, it's only showing like 4. Let's go to view all. What is it doing? Oh, because I have box here.
Yes, that was me.
Let's not do that. So we're print and cut, search, view all. It's probably gonna take us a couple minutes. Do you have to calibrate Cricut for only print and cut? Francis asked us that question. And no, there's actually more calibration than just print and cut, but we can walk you through a print and cut calibration if that is something that you all want here in a few minutes. Y'all, our print and cut section is so large that it's gonna take us a few minutes.
It's gonna be huge, yeah.
It's gonna take us a few minutes. So let's go ahead, and while that is, since we're, no, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say, since we're talking about calibration, I can go ahead and show you how to calibrate while that's loading, but I don't want to confuse you. We are just talking about files right now.
So this is one of our new features, is this view all area. And I specifically asked for it. Now, the print and cut area for view all is, I think, my personal favorite, because it showcases like the value of the membership so thoroughly. But as you can see, it does take a moment to load all of the cut files, which, you could do this if you want it to load faster, do it in batches of 100. You could even show them the sort by area. I think it won't mess up anything.
Sort by most popular, newest, alphabetical.
What's our other option for view over here?
View is 30, 90, and all. We can go to 30.
Or 90 would work good, because that will load really fast.
Let's search for 30.
And then you could just go through page by page or whatever you would like. So it's super fun. You might just want to refresh the whole page. I don't know. Sometimes, the view all, it's like, what in the world?
Okay. So, someone asked, said that they're still having issues extracting zip files. We'll go over that very briefly today, how you can extract zip files, how you are going to download them. Now, we are using what we call a mini Mac, so it's kind of like a love child of a Windows and a Mac computer. It's not fully Mac, but it's not fully Windows. It actually leans more toward the Mac side of things, but Windows and Mac still are very similar. I know we have an HP desktop or laptop here in our office. You do have to extract some of the files. Like, you have to right click and click extract, and then it will extract a little bit differently. We will be doing a video on that coming up very soon, but we'll talk a little bit about it today. So here we are on our blank canvas. what you're gonna do is you're gonna go over to your upload section. We are actually going to be using the floral MGL file today, but y'all, let's just go to view all and we'll pick some of the ones that we've already downloaded. So I know we're gonna do this one. So we're gonna add that one to Canvas. Let's go on down. Is this one an SVG, I wonder? It looks like it might be. We're gonna add that one to Canvas too. I like that one. This one is a good one to customize. Add it to Canvas. I know it's an SVG. These are some beautiful print and cut. This one is a very good example. We're gonna add that one to Canvas. Awesome. Okay, so we have 4.
Love it.
On our canvas. So we're gonna go back to our canvas, add to canvas. Here we go. Awesome sauce. So this one right here, let me go ahead and I'm gonna hide these and we're gonna do these one by one so that we can go through. This one right here is already a PNG that you download from our website, and y'all, you size that up and down, you size it to what you want it, and it is good to go. There's nothing else you have to do this, okay? So when you are working with like this file specifically, all you're gonna have to do is size it, because you can see, if you look at the edges, you can see that it's just going to cut around the edge of that sticker. And that's it. Some of those, that's all you have to do. Nikita asked, can you use a sublimation printer for stickers? No, sublimation is specifically for like taking sublimation ink and transferring it over to different materials like t-shirts, anything like that has a polymer coating on it, cups, things like that. I don't think you could sublimate on sticker paper. I don't think it would, the heat would really mess up the actual, like the stickers. So you do have to have inkjet for stickers, unfortunately. So back over in Design Space, all you have to do is size this one. Now let's talk about this file, which is a PNG already, okay?
Love it.
So for those that are new, looking at this file, I think, oh, that's so beautiful, so many colors. I don't have all that vinyl. I'm gonna make stickers out of this. All I have to do is size it and I'm good to go.
I love it.
You would think that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me show you what you definitely need to make sure you look at before you do that. Because if you were just to size this image, which it is a PNG, so, oh, Caesar has sublimation sticker sheets. Did you know that?
I think so.
Oh, well then I guess you can.
Oh, sublimation sticker sheets.
So you could sublimate on the sticker sheets and then...
The ink can't run. Lauren, that's a new video dropped in our lap. Boom.
Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You just changed the game for me. Listen, we're learning just as much as you are.
I love it.
We learn every day. So I love it. I love when you share your stuff that you have. There are things, our minds go every which way, so that's it. Okay, so for those that are new, you could see this and think, oh, I'm just gonna size this, it's gonna print beautifully, and you know, sometimes it will, but what I wanna show you guys, I'm gonna bring in a shape, and I'm gonna size this up, and I'm going to move it to the back, okay? Oh, I didn't mean to put it in there. Let's just move it up here. And then let's just go to arrange and send to back. Are y'all seeing this?
Look at this.
Do you see where it's white here? But when I take this, it goes gray, and then it goes white. Everywhere that it goes from white to gray, showing you that this square is behind it, that's where the Cricut is going to cut. So the Cricut is going to cut out all of these little places inside this flower. The Cricut's gonna cut out in between the flower. The Cricut's gonna cut out all these little teeny tiny pieces. And what's going to happen is this sticker is gonna lose its integrity. It's going to completely, there's a good chance that the fine point blade is gonna rip all of those little pieces and it's not gonna cut as smooth as you want it. Okay.
But Lauren, there's a feature that is your favorite.
There is a feature that is my favorite that I'm going to tell you guys about. And what that is, I'm just going to size this down, and we may keep this over here real quick. What you're gonna do if you already have a PNG and you want it to cut around the outside of the sticker, what you're going to do is you're gonna come up here to offset, which is one of my favorite tools to use. You're going to size the offset how you want it. So really and truly, I would probably go with a 0.2 or maybe even a 0.15 because I don't want that large of an area around the sticker. You can even go lower than that. Let's try 0.1, okay? So that's gonna cut super close to that. And you are going to click apply.
And let me tell y'all, I love when it gives me a different color as the offset because it just changed the whole style, vibe, everything.
And really from there, because what you can do now, you can come up here to your colors and you can, y'all look at this. You can make it whatever color you want and really change the whole design of the sticker. Like you can make it black and make it pop. You can change it to a brown and keep it like more of the retro style. You can even leave it white if you like the white. Let me go ahead and change our canvas color real quick so you all can see kind of more of what I'm talking about. So here is like the white version of it. Click our offset result. You can change it to brown. You can even come here to the advanced options and you can really make it a custom color. Whatever you want, you can type in your hex code. I love a good hex code. All I have to do is type it in. I don't have to manually find anything.
Right.
So you can play around with it really however you want. Okay, so I like this brown. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this brown color. So now what you would do, because if you look at your layers panel, the offset result and the mama with flowers right here, they are still separate. So if I come over here and I move this, y'all, they're not together. So if that happens and you move them on accident, here's a little trick for our newbies. Select them both, make sure they're both selected over here, come to a line and center them.
Lauren, we gotta slow you down because you are literally shaking people up right now.
What?
Let's go back to how you were customizing that background.
Okay.
So we just need to go back. We're gonna pause and we're gonna go back to because you were blowing some people's minds.
Okay, so do we want to go back to the offset or no?
Did you already attach it?
No, I've not.
So let's just go back to how you customize that background color.
Okay.
Because everyone's commenting, what are hex codes?
Okay.
So if you are here and you want to know how to get the perfect color, a hex code is a 6-symbol code made up of 3 2-symbol elements. Pretty much in layman's terms, you take the color with a dropper and then it gives you a number.
Let's go here. So if you will just Google hex codes, this is well, not hex with a 4. This is my little secret when it comes to coming up with color palettes, is using the hex codes. And you can actually do hex codes color palettes.
Oh, okay.
And it will pop up different color palettes.
Look at that.
So if you go to like Google Images, let's see if this will pull it up.
That's awesome.
Like here is a color palette.
I love that.
And it gives you all the hex codes at the bottom. Here's another color palette if you want salmon. There's so many different options for you for hex code color palettes. This is how I do it right here.
So fun.
Look at all of these color palettes you can go with. And this is a really good design element if you are wanting to sell your stuff. Having all of this in your back pocket, just Google it.
I love that.
Just Google hex code color palettes. Yes, Ava, this video will replay. You can replay this. And there is actually a tool. I'm pretty sure you can use it. I think it might be on Windows. I don't know if it's on Mac because I'm pretty sure I used it on a Windows computer before. A tool on your computer where you can do a color picker on anything on your screen. So you can come in here and specifically get this cream color. But yes, this is where
it's a game changer.
It's game changer. So if you have your offset results selected and you come up here to your colors and you go to advanced, this right here is where you type in your hex code. So black is going to be all zeros.
Wow.
And then you would, I mean, really you can play around with it. H5, 7, I don't know if it gives you one or not.
I'm sure it would.
No, it doesn't.
6, just 6 numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, but anyway.
So can you pick, so like if you wanted to change it and make it the same color as like the mama, you know, the mama text, you could just select it from the colors already on the palette above, right? Or could you?
No, because see, I've hidden, this has all the layers. So that's where those colors are coming from.
Cool.
So for the Cricut actual design function, there is not like a color picker for a PNG that's already created.
Right.
That's the only downfall with Cricut is there's not a color picker for what's already created.
Sure.
You can try your best to get it as close as possible. So if you wanted to go with the cream, a lot of times what I do is I will go with either yellow or orange, depending on what undertone this has. So to me, this has more of a yellow undertone. So I'll go to like the yellow and then go to advanced and come down here to like more of the white, like cream, and try to get it that way. So I feel like that got pretty close to it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So just look at your undertones of the colors and do the best you can. That might even have more of a brown undertone with orange. So we come over here to this and no, I think it's got more yellow. I think I was right the first time. But anyway,
so cool.
That's how you would customize your colors.
This is just a fun thing to keep in your back pocket. And let me tell you, you're going to come back to this. You're going to be like, that one time Lauren was teaching about print and cut stickers. I can learn about hex codes. Come back to it. So you just pencil us in.
Another thing that I do want to show you guys while we are here, and I might can do it with the Hello Sunshine. We'll do it there. So now that you've got your offset fixed, what you have to do is select them both for it to become a truly customizable sticker. Select them both, flatten them together, and then you're going to size it down.
Do not forget to flatten. Will you zoom in and now bring that background square just so everyone can see the difference now that that background's here? So it will change the view.
Let me zoom back out and I'll just size it up. So let's size this back up. Now when I have this background square, I pull it over this way. Let's make it larger. And y'all, there is no gray. So that means that the Cricut is going to just cut the outside of all of this sticker.
Wow.
Okay? Does that make...
That is awesome.
And April made a good point. She said she's asked, can you drag your PNG into Canva to check the colors of it? Absolutely.
Yes.
Because Canva has the color picker and you can do that. If you use Canva, we like to use Canva a lot for crafting. You can pull in your PNGs into Canva. There are so many different apps that you could use to find the color of a specific image and color match that way. But I do know that Canva does give you the hex code of certain colors.
Now, Lauren, Sherry brought up a great question. She said, do you attach before flatten?
Do you? I do not.
So you don't have, so when you flatten, it does the attach, it is already a God-given assumption
that you're
attaching.
Yes.
So in your mind, you're doing the process right, but here's what I want you to think about. So everyone's that may also think like this, because I would too. Flatten does two huge things. It is going to attach any of the layers as what you see is what you'll get, which is so good. And number two, it turns all those colors into a printable image. So that is going to become a print and cut. So flatten does both of it for you. So there's no need to group attach because you're going to flatten and it's going to become one beautiful layer anyway. So just flatten. Make sure it looks good, feels good, colors right, then flatten. Flatten should be one of the last steps you take when making a sticker.
Now I'm gonna really blow your mind. I'm about to really blow your mind, y'all. So now what I'm going to do, since we're talking about flatten, this is an SVG.
Love it.
Do you see all these layers here? Does everybody understand that this is an SVG? So technically, I can cut this out of vinyl right now. But let's say I don't have all of these color vinyl. I don't have this color vinyl, but I still want to make this beautiful sticker.
Yes.
Okay. What can you do?
I don't know.
What do you do, Tanner?
I don't know.
I don't know. So let's say you're like, I like these colors, but that's not really my style. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna come in here and you're gonna select these different layers. So we'll start on the outside. You know what? Let's say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6.
Oh.
What we're gonna do.
I was gonna ask you to do this.
We're gonna go to Google Chrome. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna play around.
Let's leave that black one. Let's let the black layer that's on the SVG stay there.
Okay.
And you just pick one of these that you love and keep the black.
So we're gonna pick one of these hex code color palettes that we love.
We are going to turn an SVG into our very own rainbow.
Yes. We're going to turn it into our very own. Did you say one
now I'm
you
officially in Inner Circle and Community. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yay!
Woohoo! Lauren is a fantastic teacher. Woohoo!
You know, I've not seen one that like stands out. I kind of like this one for some reason. It's speaking to me, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's keep looking because y'all,
there's so many.
There's so many.
That's awesome.
There's so many. What do you see, Tanner? One that stands out to
Oh my
you?
gosh, I kind of like this. Where your cursor is. Any from that row just screams nursery for me.
Right here.
Any one of those 4. Which one are you feeling?
Something about this green and purple right here I'm really liking.
And I think with the sticker, I think that would be great.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So here, clicked on this. Here are all of our hex codes.
This is like we could do a whole. This is like a whole mini training training.
I'm pretty sure our live today with making stickers has completely changed. Which, you know,
Laura says
I didn't come in here expecting to teach this training.
Okay, so Laura says, can you legally change an SVG? Honey, here at Maker's Gonna Learn, let me tell you, we brag and we praise when you take an SVG
and you make it your own.
And you make it something that no one else has. So please use it as a tool to get you to something custom that no one else has, because y'all know you can't beat that feeling.
Nope. So what we're gonna do, I'm going to make this a little smaller so I can still see this, or I can come back and forth. Actually, let's drag. We'll come here. This is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one, our top. Actually, we're going to come over here and select this layer. Come back over here and we'll do it with the, I think I want to move, do we want to move dark to light or light to dark? Let's move light to dark. So we're going to do the first one. So we're going to use this FFE, DBA, and we're going to come over here. We're going to come to our colors. We're going to go to advanced. And then we're just going to type that in. So it's going to be FFEDBA. Y'all, there it is.
Oh,
Pulls it right in.
That.
Now we're going to come to this layer. We're going to come back over here. We're going to go CEBB.
Lauren, copy
86.
and paste this. There's no room for failure here.
But when I go to click on it, it gives me, it takes me to that color.
Lauren, I'm
what?
coming over here. So go back to where you were. Go back to where you were.
Okay. Go back to where you were.
So this is crazy. So without even clicking, you can still highlight and then Command C and now paste that in.
Okay.
I'm taking over this.
Tanner's teaching me stuff too.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Did it work?
Yep. Except for it gave me 2.
Just don't highlight that the next time.
There we go.
Look at our color.
I still want to change this. We'll change it to something here in a minute.
Yeah, you can pick something because you'll have all these colors.
So now we want to go to the pink layer. We're going to come back over here to Google Chrome. We're going to highlight this, Command C it, come back to our colors, and Command V it. Boom. Then we're going to pick our orange layer. We're going to come over here to Google. We're going to drag and Command C or copy and paste, right click, whatever, advanced, paste.
Someone said, hold on, I have to read this. She said, I watch some other groups, but I must admit, This is my favorite group. Makers Gonna Learn is the best I've seen. Michelle, I like to say that Makers Gonna Learn, you can't really compare us. I know Cricut is like a very similar machine. We're just uncomparable. Very intentionally. The support, the training, the curriculum, the family here, unmatched. Like there are people that train and equip, and I love them, and they're colleagues of mine. But to say that, like, to go all in, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And we love doing it. So we love, I mean, literally we all love just showing up and serving you guys. So thanks for being
I
here.
even changed that cream color to this. And then
Because you had the starting point.
Because I had the starting point.
Of the hex colors.
Yes.
So you can even go more customized for your project, which is so good. I love it.
So now what I can do is I can come back over here. I'm actually going to grab, what I want to do is I want to grab this guy. I'm going to grab this cream color because I still like this cream color. And I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to come back over here to Design Space. And what you're going to do, because once again, this is, if I were to change this, if I were to flatten this, it's all going to flatten and the Cricut's still going to cut in between all of these different lines, okay? So I'm going to select all of them.
I love this.
I'm going to create an offset, okay? So y'all know I don't like a thick offset, so we're going to come down to 0.15. Try that. Do not fret.
This will be good training too.
Do not fret. We're going to apply that.
Looks totally different now.
Looks totally different.
I love
Looks
it.
totally different. Come back up here. I'm going to pull in my cream. I still don't know that I love it. I like that better. There we go.
I'm telling you, nursery vibes. I don't
Nursery
know why.
vibes. Okay. Now, once again, because you can still see all of this gray back there, the Cricut will cut that. What you're going to do, you're going to click your offset. You're going to come down here to contour, and you're going to hide all contours. Do we need to do that again?
I mean,
do we need to do that again?
So let's go over this. You did not attach anything yet.
I've not attached anything.
You have not flattened anything
I have
yet.
not flattened anything.
You went and selected that background, which you already had selected because you changed the color.
So I like to work, for those that are new to Cricutting, I like to work from my layers panel, okay? So I'm clicking the offset result that I just created, okay? Clicking the offset result that I just created. It is a basic cut. Now, if you're already working with a PNG and this happens, you are going to have to change it to a basic cut function. And what you're going to do, you're going to come down here to contour. You're going to hide all contours.
Whoa.
And then it just gives you the outline.
I didn't have to click on each one of those.
You did not have to click on each one. Now, while the offset result is still selected, I'm going to click Command, select all of those layers, wait for it, flatten. You've got a beautiful...
You've just made a brand new sticker
from an SVG.
That's customized.
Customized sticker from an SVG.
Let's come up with 3 ways that you could use this real life. Number 1, I want to talk about party themes.
Yes.
How many SVGs can you now customize to your party theme, whether it's using fonts, whether it's using, you know, all sorts of images.
Yes.
That's huge. Number 2, I think like doing any type of shirts that you want to have a certain color palette, whether even if you know, even if you don't know your color palette yet, use websites like, you just search what, hex?
I just searched hex code color palettes. There are so many different websites that will come up.
If you are building your brand guide, if you're in Design Make Sell, if you're joining Inner Circle today, pull out some of those workbooks, Lauren, because we want to show them the curriculum that they're getting when they go annual. We're mailing you one big workbook. And in here, we teach all about designing. We teach all about rocking your business and things like that. So it is super important for us to be able to help you do these things. And hex codes can give you a lot of inspiration when you're setting up your very own business. So we're super, super excited for that. You all will love it. If you just join monthly today, you get access to all the curriculum, but you don't get the mailed planner or the workbook. So we would just love to help you all if you want to sell And I think hex codes will help you create that brand guide like we talked about there.
Yes.
So, woohoo!
So Susie had a really good question that I want to address.
Hey, Susie.
She asked, why did it not fill in those two little areas on the bottom? That is a really, really good question, and let me answer that for you. So we're going to unflatten this. The reason that it did not, and I'm just going to select my offset result. As you can see, because I flattened it, the operation up here changed to print and cut. So I'm going to change it back to basic cut. It will change the color. We're just going to come in here. We'll have to go back to advanced and Command V that color and change it back over here. So the reason that it did not fill that in is because they were not attached. So let's just go ahead and delete that offset result completely. Let's select them both. We're gonna go back to offset, and I had it at 0.15. So if you go up on your offset to like 0.25, let that fill that in, you can see it's these two parts are still not touching. So what you have to do is, if you want those two parts touching, you have to keep going up, and you can use the sliding scale. I'm just the type of girly that likes I just like punching in my numbers so I can be precise. I'm a very precise person when it comes to that. So you can change the offset and move it up if you don't like the look of it cutting up in the rainbow to a larger offset. Now it will cut a lot larger on the outside of that as well, but that's going to be a completely personal decision from that point.
Yes. Now, someone said, can we use SVGs for sublimation? Yes, you can do what Lauren taught and use hex codes, flatten it, and do. Someone called people out. A colleague of mine who I love, trust, adore very much said that it was unprofessional. I read Lauren the post and I almost made a video responding to her, and then Lauren talked me off the ledge. But it just wasn't Christian-like for me to do. No. But it is not unprofessional for you to use software that you are comfortable with, and if it fits within the parameter of print and cut, to print it out on sublimation paper with your sublimation printer from Design Space. Yeah. So this right here could go on a onesie for a baby girl, or whoever, on a onesie period. Yeah. If you wanted to. So yes, you can use SVGs, you can customize them for sublimation. Thank you for being here.
And really and truly, I actually just used Cricut Design Space for sublimation for a Christmas outfit, for a Christmas shirt that I made for someone the other day, because it's just natural for me. Like, I know how to use Canva, and I use Canva all the time.
It was just natural.
It was just natural for me to open up Cricut and be like, oh, this is going to be a very small design. I'm just going to do it in Cricut. It was super easy,
Now, so what Tammy brings up a question. I really like this. I'm just curious, if we change an SVG to something new, is it still a Maker's Gonna Learn design? Tammy, honey, yes, it is. Because the artist that designed this, that developed it, you're still using their hand lettering, their drawing, and our property that we purchase, in partnership with our artist. So you changing a color doesn't change it from being a Maker's Gonna Learn design. So as long as you're, you have to manipulate a design like 20% or so to create a new piece of art. So, and that would not just be by color and things like that. So that's a great question.
Okay.
But, yay.
So now let me go ahead and fix this. I'll put the offset back on. 1.5, we'll apply that. What did I do? I changed the color because I want to show you guys how you can really manipulate your print and cut area that you're working with. Back to this offset, we got to change it back to a basic cut. That's the only thing, y'all, is it can get pretty like back and forth with this.
Sure.
Contour, we've already talked about this, so I'm not doing anything new that we haven't talked about. Selecting them both, flattening them together. So let's say I wanted to, this was a larger sticker, so I wanted this, and then we had these two stickers as well. So I'm going to delete this out, and we're going to go to, and let's make this one a little smaller. That way we have like a smaller one, medium, and a larger one. We're going to go to Make It, okay? Once we go to Make It, you can see we still have a lot of area on this that we want to fill up. So one of the hacks that I like to do is you can duplicate however many you want on your canvas if you want to, or if you know, I want to make 4 of all of these stickers. What you can go is go to Project Copies, hit 4, apply that, boom. It did it for you.
Whoa.
It did it for you.
Lauren, I'm trying to top comments, and then I see like you're making a bunch of stickers like really quickly.
This is the fastest way that I have found. Me personally, I like making stickers in bulk.
Carol has counted 17 hacks, and once she hit 17, she stopped counting.
Oh,
Carol, you're
sorry.
awesome. Too much. We should start charging for these.
I know. So let's just go on up to 5. Let's apply 5 because I really want to show you guys how you can manipulate these files. So let's say we want to, what you can do with Design Space. Don't let Design Space fool y'all, okay? Because this showed up here and you still had, look at this area over here that I could have moved this sticker, and you can zoom in. So we're gonna zoom in and we're gonna take full advantage of all of this area.
Stop it, Lauren.
So this one you can't really move over there, but we're gonna move this one here. We're gonna move that there.
Y'all, I just wanna let you know, Lauren practices literally everything she preaches here because she, I mean, you will see her spend extra amounts of time
moving
at
stuff
work
around
to just make sure that she stewards, like it is so nice to see how Lauren stewards our Makers Gonna Learn supplies and just everything, because she wants to get the most out of it. And I love that she teaches this to you all because, I mean, if you know me, I usually don't, and I mean, and that's how I live my life too. Like, it's not just on the show. Like, I just don't do that, and I love being able to. That's why Makers Gonna Learn is not just Tanner. It's not the Tanner show. That's why I love it, and it's so fun. Because look at all this. How did you just make this room?
Now we have all this room here that I can put other ones. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here to this mat. I'm gonna zoom out.
Oh
and
my gosh.
We're gonna move.
You could get another
see
mama.
how many.
You could get another mama.
Oh, I know, but I'm gonna see if I can get another mama and another Makers Gonna Learn.
You
Yeah, I'm
cannot.
going to. I'm gonna try it.
Lauren.
We're gonna move this one to number 1.
There is no way.
We'll come back and move it in a minute because now I'm gonna come over here and hit those 3 little dots, and I'm gonna move it again. And I'm gonna move this one over here. And it may not fit, but by golly, it may fit. Oh, it's gonna fit.
Michelle says, for someone new, would you
Look at
recommend
that.
starting with print and cut? Yes, Michelle, I highly.
I could have fit another Makers Gonna Learn on there, right there.
You could totally put another Makers Gonna Learn on there, Lauren.
But that would mean that I would have to duplicate it again for number 6.
I think everyone's got their value.
But listen, did y'all just see how much room? Now, I don't know that I can take this rainbow and move it to the second sheet. It still might be a little big. Honestly, these stickers were pretty big, but you can. Oh, wait, can I? Can I? I don't know.
No.
We can try. A girl can dream. A girl can dream.
This is so funny.
I can't do it. I can't fit 3. I was trying to move them and manipulate them.
Lindsay says, Lauren has dropped the mic several times today.
I mean, I'm trying.
Lauren must eat, sleep, drink her craft. She is at the top of her game. Listen, y'all.
I'm trying.
Lauren helped me. So fun little story. Lauren helped me do a webinar training over like 2 weekends before Christmas. And I literally told Lauren, I said, Lauren, you have to take the 2 days after Christmas off because I feel so bad you've worked so much. Lauren and I have been through a lot this month.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
It's all good.
2 days and now she's back better than ever.
Back and better than ever.
I need to go take 2 days off and come back.
I know. So I'm going to, what I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna have you run out there, put that in the printer for me, grab me another sheet of paper.
You want a paper?
I'm gonna print this, and then I want you put that one in there first and then put another sheet of paper behind it because I'm gonna print a calibration sheet.
Okay.
Because while we're on it, y'all, we're just gonna talk about calibration. We might as well, because if you're gonna talk about stickers and cutting stickers on your Cricut, you're gonna have to need to learn how to calibrate your machine. We're gonna print this. I personally am going, so this is going to be, adding bleed is once again a personal preference. You can add bleed, you don't have to add bleed.
With your offset being a special color, I would totally add bleed.
Yeah, but one thing you are going to have to do, you're going to have to use System Dialog. I do not want you all to print if you're not using System Dialog.
If you're a newbie, you just need to come back to us. I know we've taught a lot, but this right here is where it gets good. Okay, so come back to us.
So we are going to be using the Epson TS9500. I don't know why it's gray.
It might have been because we were on a black and white printer before.
We're going to go to color. Haha, got it. Best quality. Always do best quality. And then I do feed from rear tray. It just tends to do better when we feed it from the rear tray, okay? And we are just printing the first page. So we're gonna print that bad boy. And then we are going to leave it there because I manipulated all of our files. We're not gonna go print our calibration sheet because if I do that, it's not gonna print, it's not gonna do that. So while that is printing, I'm going to browse all material and I'm going to type in Printable, and then I'm going to use Printable sticker paper white, okay? Printable sticker paper white. Now, there are a couple ways that you can print or you can cut stickers. You can do a kiss cut. A kiss cut is where it just cuts through the top layer, which is what we're gonna do today. You can do a full cut where it cuts all of it completely away from the sticker. So one example, so this one, let's go overhead. This, some of them will do it. This is what I mean by like a full cutaway sticker, is where it will cut all the way through. This one, for some reason, cut through parts of it and didn't cut through all of it. But a kiss cut is where it just cuts so you can leave it on the sheet, okay?
Love it.
Does that make make sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, let's see if that is. I'm gonna run out here, see if that's printed.
Hello, my friends. Oh,
They printed.
My gosh.
So now,
look at this.
What we're gonna do, we're going to align this on our mat in the top left-hand corner. I almost called it the right-hand corner, and I was gonna have to say, you know, my other right. And I'm going to take my brayer that's not in here.
We got the Cricut
It's all good.
burnishing tool right there.
Yep, and we're just going to lay this down flat. And you do have to be careful if your inkjet printer, like especially on the glossy paper. I printed this on the matte paper, but if you're printing on glossy paper, sometimes you have to make sure that your ink dries before you burnish this down. But we're just gonna make sure that you burnish this down really, really well.
Love it.
Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna come over here to our Cricut. It is on Explorer 3, thank the Lord. We're gonna load that in. We're just
So a lot of us have been asking, do I need to calibrate before doing something like this? And I wanna be fully transparent. This is our first print then cut with this new machine. So the way I look at Cricut and print and cut is I do calibration if something is wrong. But a lot of you may be like, Tanner, I'm not wasting a whole sheet of printable material. Then yes, I would recommend calibrate first, then do this. But this will be a great test to see the machine that we unboxed yesterday going to straight into print and cut.
Yep.
Will it work? Leave me a comment right now. Do you think it's gonna be perfect or do you think it's gonna be off? Yes or no? Like,
yes.
Is it gonna be perfect or off? Leave me a comment.
So I did use the Canon. I used the Canon printer. And I
have
want
a
to talk
link.
about what this Cricut is doing right now.
Ooh.
For those that don't know. So if you could see, there was a black line around, there was a black box around all of our stickers. So what the Cricut is doing now is it was registering those black lines so that it knew where to cut, okay? And now it is cutting our images out. Somebody asked if, how do you do the kiss cut? Your Cricut is already set up to do that kiss cut. Exactly. You have to put it on more pressure to have it cut all the way through. And there are different materials that are gonna cut different. So you have to learn your machine. Honestly, y'all, different machines cut different. My machine that I have out here in the craft room cuts differently than Alicia's machine. And you just have to learn your machine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a trial and error process. You're gonna mess up. I wish you guys knew how many times we messed up.
Right.
On a daily basis. Every single day.
True. True.
You all think that what we do is like that you get frustrated because it looks so easy for us to do it. But y'all, we go through trial and error just like you guys do, so that we can tell you what not to do when it comes to crafting with your Cricut.
Now, Christina, for the Explorer Air 2 lineup, I always leave that machine on custom, and I choose my setting from Cricut, just like you would on Explorer 3 Maker.
Yes.
That's what I do.
So if you do have an older machine, the Explorer Air 2, for those that don't know, have the dial still. Leave it on custom, choose it from your design space. That's the only, really the only way to do it.
How is it cutting? I'm so excited.
So far, it's a little off.
Really?
It is.
I'm excited to show. I'm excited to show.
It is off. For those that said off,
congratulations.
It's off.
Oh, how does it know where to cut? So Beth, we'll show you when this is done cutting. There's a little scanned box, so it scans it and then cuts from that. So yay!
The new machine that we unboxed here is the Explorer Air 3.
Yes.
We just recently unboxed a Maker, I feel like, as well.
Yeah, I think we recorded a video of some
we
sort.
did. But yes. Let's see. No, you do not need...
Oh, my scoring stylus?
Y'all don't need that tool.
I used it yesterday.
See, I just took it out while it was cutting. You don't need it. This is a scoring stylus for those that don't know. This will score your cardstock paper, okay?
Love it.
So now that it's printed, let's go overhead.
So show them the little scan too, because a lot of us are curious about the scanning.
So first of all, people ask, how does it know where to cut? This line right here, the black line around your stickers, that's what happens. So go back over to our Cricut. So this is your housing. If you look right here at your housing, there is a white box. There is a scanner in that white box and a light that turns on so that it recognizes those black lines. So it will go to the left-hand corner, right-hand top corner, down to the bottom 2 corners, and it will scan those lines so that your Cricut knows where to cut. So back to this overhead, you can see it scanned all of this, but still yet, our Cricut did not cut perfectly. So let me take it off the mat. Well, actually here I said printable sticker paper and I was gonna do a kiss cut, and it cut all the way through. Once again, this is knowing the material that you're using and knowing your machine. This is the first time I've used this machine. But you can see that it is still off, like it cut. You can still see white, a little bit of white on this side. And I'm really, really glad that it was off. I'm so glad that it was off, because what we're gonna do now, we're gonna calibrate.
Yay.
And I'm gonna teach you guys how to calibrate your machine. I feel like we're running quite over on this one.
Oh, you know, it's boot camp week, so we have all the time in the world dedicated to y'all. It is
all the
so
time.
Good. I got therapy at 3 o'clock, so I gotta leave here by 2:40, but I can be here until then.
Well, sounds good. So we are going to, I'm just gonna not take up the full screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the 3 lines on the top left-hand side of our screen, okay? This is where you're gonna find your dashboard. We're going to go down here and click calibration, okay? Now, because we are using the Explorer Air 3, it does not use adaptive tools. So the only calibration on an Explorer series machine is going to be print and cut. If you have a Maker or a Maker 3, you have the option to calibrate print and cut, calibrate your knife blade, and calibrate your rotary blade, okay? You're gonna have 3 options if you have a Maker or Maker 3.
Right.
Yes, if you do have a Maker, you still have to calibrate, and the print and cut calibration is the same all across the board.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the same for everyone. So we are going to be using our Canon TS 9500 series. We are going to print our calibration sheet. That is sending that to the printer. And then while that is printing, I'm just gonna come in here with my little spatula and I'm going to pull my stickers up off of our mat. And for those that are new, when you are pulling stuff off of your mat, here's another hack. Add this to the list, Carol. Turn your mat upside down and use gravity. Let gravity be your friend when you are taking stuff off the mat. Okay? And really and truly, scraper tools help too. So we're taking all of this off the mat. I don't know if y'all can see how I'm doing this or not. So one thing I said we were going to talk about the Kiss Cut. So I used the printable sticker paper for this. I probably could have used the printable vinyl, but if this happens and the stickers cut away and you want it just to be a Kiss Cut, go back, use the same setting, but use less pressure the next time. Right. And it should give you a perfect cut. So now we have our mat cleared. I'm gonna run and grab our calibration sheet real quick.
Ooh, Lauren's printing out this calibration sheet and she's gonna walk you through the steps that you actually take to calibrate, which for us now we know, do this first on a piece of copy paper. Don't waste your good material so you don't waste a sheet of material like we did today. So I printed it on copy paper. You are gonna once again line it up you need to be as precise as you can with this. It is very important that you are precise with this. It doesn't matter what kind of mat you load it on, just as long as you have it on a mat and you are precise with it. So we're just going to make sure that this lays down very nicely, okay? Now what we're gonna do, we're going to come back to our share screen. We're gonna click continue. It shows you, place it in the top left corner. We just did that. Continue. We are doing the Explore 3. What is it doing? Like I said, maybe the Cricut heard it. Oh. There we go. Okay. Carrie also said, where do you buy your vinyl at? 143vinyl.com. Link down below. Linked below. Now what we're going to do, we are going to load our Cricut into, or load our mat into our machine. Load our Cricut into our mat, you know, whatever. Whatever. Now, once that registers our mat, it will tell us on the screen what to do. Now it's telling us to press the go button, so we're gonna hit play. Now, a lot of people ask us, now real quick, let's go over to our machine. This is what it does with Print and Cut, is it's calibrating that black line around it, top and then bottom. Going back to the top, okay. Making sure it's right on the bottom. Yes. Y'all see that? Now it goes to that side and it registers. Somebody also said, sometimes it's hard with glossy paper. Yes, if you're using glossy sticker paper, sometimes it is hard for your Cricut to register, especially if you have a really bright area, because especially here in our studio, we have lots of lights going on from different directions. So sometimes that light will bounce off that shiny paper and it will distort how the Cricut is reading those lines. So sometimes you just have to turn your lights off and let it do its thing. Yeah, sometimes move it around, things like that. All right, so while Lauren walks you through this, it's gonna be so good just so that you can see, and now it's asking Lauren some questions. Oh yeah, okay, so go back to our share screen. Assessment number 1, without unloading the mat, so I wish I could show you guys, but I can't. It asks us if it is closer to this image or closer to this image. I'm going to say it is closer to the second image, but if it's closer to the first, you still need to do fine calibration, because fine calibration just really gets it super close. So we're gonna do a basic calibration because this is what our square looks like, okay? This is what it looks like. So we're gonna go to continue. Now what it's gonna do, and we'll go to our Cricut, it is cutting the lines which are numbered 1 through 21 on the top, and then it's going to cut the lines which are lettered A through U on the side. And then, after that has finished cutting, we will hop back over to share screen, and I will show you guys what to select. Now that that is done, and I know you guys can't see, but you're gonna come over here and you are going to select which one of these numbers, 1 through 21, cuts perfectly down the center of the black line. So we're looking at number 7 here.
If I'm being honest with you all, I'm still not completely happy with number 7. But once again, we're just doing a basic calibration. We're not doing a fine calibration. So we're going to choose 7 from the top, and then from the one on the side, I'm going to choose H. So back to our share screen. Top line, we're going to choose 7. Right line, we're going to choose the letter H. Okay? Now we're going to continue, and the basic calibration is complete. So what we're going to do, we're going to unload that. We are going to print this again, because now I want to do a fine calibration. Let's go ahead. You can see how off that was.
Wow.
Like, that's how off the cut was.
Yeah.
Yes, calibration is really, really easy.
Oh,
no
yeah.
need for anyone to be scared to calibrate. It's super, super easy. So now I'm going to grab our calibration sheet to do fine.
Grabbing the other sheet, and this is so fun.
Once again, I am putting this down. So one thing that I would suggest to you guys, don't just stop at basic calibration.
Yeah.
I would make sure and do a fine calibration to make sure it's perfect. We are connecting to our Explorer that we have here. Somebody asked, do you have to calibrate different printers if you use Canon then switch to Epson? So if you use different printers for different print and cut things, printers are just like different machines. They might print different.
Right.
I mean, you can calibrate in Cricut from each printer if you feel more comfortable. If you decide, hey, I'm printing from my Epson, it's cutting beautifully, but when I print from my Canon, it's still, for some reason, it's not right. Try calibration printing from your Canon.
I don't think that'll happen too often.
I don't think so either.
Let's talk about why you need to calibrate. So as you move your machine around, things can get moved, like combobulated is what I like to call it. So if you are someone that travels with their Cricut, if you move it from the table to the floor all the way around, sometimes the machine just needs to be calibrated. So that's just the best way to describe it. If you leave it where, in one spot for a long time, I doubt you'll need to calibrate it as often.
Yeah. Also, we had somebody said that they got aggravated with the calibration that they gave up. There's no need to give up, y'all. It's so easy. I really hope that this will help you and walk you step by step through calibration so that you do feel more confident with it.
Yeah.
And then somebody asked, how do you do fine calibration? Fine calibration is the exact same as basic calibration. It just kind of takes it a little further and gets even more precise. So once again, it's doing the same thing. Okay. Somebody said I tried to calibrate my maker with the print and cut, but it kept telling me to place my knife blade. I would go back and double check and make sure you have the print and cut option selected, okay? So once again, it is cutting the box.
So if I use Wi-Fi for my maker, but my printer is attached to a desktop, does this process still work the same? For calibration, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we're gonna proceed to fine calibration because it did cut pretty close.
Oh, cool.
And then we're just going to let it list. It's doing the exact same thing it did.
And Lauren's doing this for the whole team. I mean, she's taking one for the team so that print and cut is going to look good with this Explorer 3 every time we use it.
Yep. So now it is, if calibrating your machine is not this easy, then it might be something that's messed up on your machine that you need to contact Cricut over.
Yeah.
Because calibration should not be hard. So now, once again, we're going to come back over here and fine calibration. It's looking like 11 and K.
Ooh.
Yep, it's not 7 and H anymore. It is, oh, I don't know, or is it 10? Ooh, I can't tell. I'm going with 11. 11. So top line, we're going with 11. Right line, we're going with K. And then it's going to cut the bigger piece. That's going to be the biggest difference with fine calibration. And honestly, I can't even see where it cut because it cut so close to that black line.
That's awesome.
So now the fine calibration, it printed the larger box. That's what that's there for. and you will now either select yes, it cut close, or no, I'd like to do another calibration. So of course I'm going to click yes and continue, and you are done with calibration. And then there you go. That is, you can see that it is now calibrated beautifully. And then let's unload this real quick.
Show today, this one's going down in the books because this has been such a fun show.
A hoot and a half, man.
An hour and 40 minutes, Lauren. You were on it. How about it? Welcome back. Welcome back to the class.
It is DTV Day, the long-awaited DTV Day.
Yes, we have been getting so many questions about this, especially since we did DTF. Was that last week we did DTF?
Yes.
And everybody was like,
or was it week before last?
Maybe. It was recently, and everybody was like, show me the DTV. I want to see. So DTV is the direct-to-vinyl. And we were doing direct-to-film printing, which we're going to show you guys. We're going to show you what we've discovered, what we think. There's lots. I was surprised. You guys, I think everyone else is going to be as equally surprised as I was.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think? We had weird results.
So we did have weird results. Do I still love DTV? Yes. The feel of it, chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's high quality.
It was, I don't know. Like, we still have a lot of testing to do.
Yeah, we do.
If nothing else, we have brought you all the don'ts today.
Yes. And
all of the don'ts.
We were trying to, we know how it works and like what you're supposed to do, but we kind of wanted to test out and see, like, we wanted to push the limits a little bit and see like, okay, what if we don't do it that way? What if we wash it sooner? What if we, different things?
That was the thing, is we wanted to, we tried and we did succeed with the fails. So that you all don't make those fails, so that we've brought you all the fails, things not to do when it comes to DTV.
Yeah.
And so I think that, listen, as far as the feel of this, like I said a while ago, I don't think you could get anything better. We'll show you the vinyl and DTV side by side, printable vinyl and the DTV side by side.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, and it's really great for people who don't have the sublimation equipment or like the printer.
Right.
It's really good if you've already got an inkjet printer. Like, this is such a good way, especially if you can get it down to like a perfect science. You're going to be able to use this and make really good high quality projects. Like, these look like t-shirts you buy at the store.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or things you can buy at the store. The project we're doing today is actually not a t-shirt. It's like a canvas banner, which is really cute. But we did test it on a t-shirt and a flour sack towel.
Yep.
And we brought the DTF wash test.
Oh yeah, we did.
So if y'all were at the DTF, which is the direct to film where we did the powder, we washed that shirt. So and honestly, I'm impressed with it. So
I'm super impressed with it.
We'll be able to show you guys all of that.
So if you don't know what DTV is, let's do a quick rundown on the Caesar. It's actually the Caesar brand. It is their direct to vinyl printing. So what you're doing is you're taking an inkjet printer, just like you would with your printable vinyl, and you're printing on that DTV.
Yeah.
The difference is the DTV is a whole lot thinner.
Yes.
It's a lot stretchier. It is
Softer.
A lot softer.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be rated up to from 20 to 25 washes. So it's some good stuff, and we're going to be continuing our DTV journey. Y'all, this stuff is it came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
I know all of the craft community is going crazy over the DTV right now.
It's the hot ticket
It's
item.
the hot ticket item for sure.
Yeah, and even it's sold out on 143 vinyl and I ordered it whenever we did the DTF video. I ordered it on the live, and I got like 6 sheets. I was like, that's plenty. But not knowing us, knowing that we test everything 1,000 times. And so we actually found a place to order it, which I linked everything below for you guys. I linked the 143 vinyl because we love them so much. But I actually emailed, I want to say her name was Courtney. She was super nice. But she told me they're almost going to have it in stock, like, I don't know. She said soon.
Their shipment was coming in.
Yeah.
They
she
had
said it was
reordered
pretty soon. So that'll be back in stock there. There is a link for US Cutter. If you don't have your hands on this yet, the link is there so you guys can actually purchase them. I would purchase it now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, when things like catch wind and everybody's like, I
gotta have it out. Gotta have it out.
That's DTV right now.
Right now.
So.
We did have a friend ask us if we had to mirror DTV, and you don't mirror DTV.
Nope.
You do have to use a heat transfer masking tape if you are using smaller cuts.
Yeah.
They recommend using the Caesar TTD, which we never could find the...
I found some on Amazon.
Okay, but did you figure out what the TTD stood for?
No.
Okay.
If you guys know what TTD stands for, tell me.
We've been literally researching all morning.
Yeah. And first
of all, my brain is not working. Can I just be the first to say?
Or ears.
My ears and brain are not working. Y'all are in a tunnel right now. So trying to get that taken care of. So
we're making it though.
We're making it. But yeah, you have to use, we have not used the TTD. We just used a heat transfer masking tape that we had here.
Yeah.
And
it worked fine.
And it worked great.
Yeah.
I had no problem with it.
I'm trying to think. I ordered that from 143 Vinyl, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly. But that's our little hack because, you know, whenever Lauren first started doing it and you were cutting, she was cutting like a wreath design and it was the edges were curling up. And we were like, what if we just put transfer vinyl on top of it before we cut it?
Yeah, so that's another hack that I'll show you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut it on, I might can cut it. I might can try to finagle the print and cut and be able to do one small portion of it.
Yeah.
And show you guys. But the only thing with the DTV that I ran into is because it's such a thin material. If you are doing intricate cuts, it's a little harder to get those intricate cuts. So that's why we were adding the heat mask vinyl or the heat transfer tape on top of it and then cutting it at a different setting. We did a TikTok about it, but I'll go through the process today too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
These are with inkjet printers,
These are with a regular inkjet printer, not a sub printer. Somebody asked if it would work with printers that take toner. If you're talking about a laser printer that just has that black powder toner, I don't think it would work with that. We've not tested.
The reason I think it wouldn't work is because when you print with a laser printer, it's printing a powder. So like that laser print is like a powder. You can't see it. Like we can't know that's what it is.
Right.
But I just don't know that I would trust that for one through a wash. Like I feel like it's gonna wash on everything. I don't know. You can try. I mean, if you have a laser printer and you have DTV, like try it on an old shirt or something just to get a feel for it. Let us know. Let us know your results. We haven't tried. We have an inkjet printer. Or I'm sorry, we have a laser printer, but
we just don't have the extra sheets of DTV right now.
We're waiting on more DTV to come in. So, but yeah, it is. DTV is direct to vinyl. That's what it means. So
this is the tea towel that I did last week, and actually I should have brought in that fall one.
Oh, let me go get it.
Run and get that one.
Yeah, because it looks good.
Yeah, that one was the one that we did. Let's go overhead. We're going to talk about our first don't, guys. Thermal transfer for digital. Or this one says thermal transfer for decal. Okay, both of those. So here is our first. This is our side-by-side comparison. This is with the printable vinyl. This is with the DTV. Okay, first know that you are not going to want to do, guys. You must wait 24 hours before you wash this material. Let me say that again. You must wait 24 hours after you wash your material. Because guess what happens if you don't wait 24 hours? It'll stick.
It just came right off.
So we know that the care instructions say wait 24 hours. But once again, we were wanting to test it so that we'd tell you guys what not to do. So this is the colors, perfect.
Gorgeous.
The colors stayed beautifully. I am obsessed with the colors. As you can see, the colors on this vinyl, like the vinyl wrinkled up and it kind of washed out. The colors on the DTV, awesome.
Looks so good.
We washed it before the 24-hour mark.
Yeah.
So the bottom part stuck. And it's still, like, let's stretch this bottom part. This bottom part, it's there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And like how
Look
hard
how
do
much
you really
stretch that has.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
And it doesn't separate or anything.
No, but because we, like I said, washed before 24 hours, it come off.
Lindsay's asking about using sublimation files with an inkjet printer, which sublimation files are PNG files. So if you have a PNG, you can print it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not just for sublimation. Sublimation files are PNG files, but PNG files are like everything.
So think of PNG files, the way that I keep it separate in my head is a PNG file, and I don't know the correct acronym, but I see P as in picture.
Yes.
It's a picture graphic.
Like a printable.
Printable.
Is what I think. P is in printable.
So it doesn't matter. But the PNG is basically like a picture that's already been set up, ready for you to print. That's where you get your stickers. You can print any of those. It doesn't matter if it's on a sub printer, if it's a laser printer, now laser printers are gonna print black, inkjet printer. PNGs are gonna print how they are.
Yep.
Printable network graphic, PNG, yes. So the difference is, what was the question?
She was asking, can you use sublimation files on this using an inkjet printer?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. It doesn't have to be. It's not, if it says sublimation files, guys, a lot of people will get you with the word sublimation files. Just remember, PNG files can be printed. Sorry, there are still gnats in here and I'm swatting them away.
If you download your images if you're not a member and you purchase a file from someone and you download it and it says .png and .svg, and you want to use that file on a t-shirt using the DTV, you need the PNG file. Yes. I know that's a lot of letters, but the PNG file can be printed with any means.
Yes.
Like by any means you can print with
it. The SVG is your vector graphics, which tells your cutting machine what to cut.
Right.
That's like that's a vector graphic.
You would use that in a laser cutter, a die cutter. So the SVG is like your cutting file, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so this, we'll go overhead. This was the very first one that I did, and I'm obsessed. Like, it got these intricate cuts in here. I will say, what I had to do is I had to go back in and lay some of this down. So this material, when you cut it, and it may happen to us today, but we will, if we get there, if it happens, I'll show you guys. So this ends up, the sides sometimes want to curl in on themselves. So that's why it is important that if it does curl in, like technically speaking, I could have taken this off and I could have not used transfer tape. You don't necessarily have to use transfer tape. Actually, with this one yesterday, Alicia didn't use transfer tape. She just pulled it off, slapped it down there, and covered it and pressed it. So you don't have to. But what the transfer tape does is it helps keep these from curling up, because a lot of times what will happen is you'll lay it down and then when you go to press, without you knowing, there may be an edge that curls up and then you press it and it presses in on itself. So that's really what the transfer tape is for. Now, this is another one that I did, and I'm gonna show you guys this. This is another, kind of like another don't. This is part of our wash test.
Jill is asking about, or Jill mentioned the Heat Transfer Warehouse has packs of 50 DTV in stock. Yesterday, me and Courtney were looking through the different places that have it. That is a good place to buy if you want a huge bulk. US Cutter was a little bit cheaper. They went between $1.70, depending on the amount you get. They go from $1.70 a sheet to $2.40. So $1.70 is pretty cheap because even in general, they're $2.70 a sheet.
Yeah.
Generally.
So, Tammy, not a stupid question. There are no stupid questions in this area. This area is a learning area. We are here together. Right. There are no stupid questions. So she asked, what is the difference between this and printable vinyl? I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to use this printable vinyl that we have. So first of all, here is, we'll go back overhead. Printable vinyl, DTV. And I'm going to show you this because it did come up, and we're going to try to press this back down and see if it works. I'm going to hold this up and tell me if we're good, Sadie. Do you guys see how thin that is? Like how thin? Like you can see the shadow of my finger behind that white. Like when I say this is paper, less than paper thin, this is like tissue paper thin. That is the, that would be the equivalent, wouldn't you think?
Probably the closest thing.
The closest thing would be tissue paper thin.
Yeah.
So, and you all saw the stretch, how this stretches. Like, look at this.
You can hear it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, and this is the vinyl. I mean, you can hear a difference.
Feel. Yeah, you can even kind of see the texture of the printable HTV compared to the other one.
Yeah. We have a Canon inkjet printer. That was what somebody asked.
I'll link the printer that we actually use below. It's the Canon 9500.
It's the 9000 series.
Yeah.
But yes, Paul also made a good question. Heat the garment for a few seconds before you lay it down.
Yeah.
It's always good to pre-press your garment. It will sometimes adhere to it if you're working with that, but I still recommend, I'm the type of person, I like stuff that has an intricate cut. Like I like smaller things. So using that heat transfer tape, it just helps me get it down smooth.
Yeah.
It's either, it's whatever you feel comfortable doing. Now, back to this one. Once again, I was trying to literally put this through the test. Like I was trying my best. I hand washed this one. And when I say I hand washed it, first of all, can we appreciate, let's go to number one. Can we appreciate my my testing flour sack dish towel?
You all have to see, we have t-shirts in there that have so many different mediums on them, like DTF and screen print and like everything. We have a pair of jeans that are like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants because we've bleached them and stained them.
Yeah, because this is the DTF. This was the first time I truly ever got the DTF right. This was the very first time we did the DTF, and it was terrible. It was absolutely ridiculous. So we'll go back overhead. I put this through the wash test. So normally when you wash, you're gonna wanna wash this DTV on a gentle cycle, okay? Mm-hmm. So you know when you have your garment in the washing machine, it just kind of moves it back and forth and gets that in there. When I say I took this towel with my nails and I went like this for 5 minutes, I was as hard as I could back and forth. So here's where we got. As you can see, and I'll try to get it where you can see them side by side. I don't know if you can. Can they see them side by side? One's upside down and one's right side. So this one, if you can see a little bit around it, this black did, I think, get on our cotton towel. This one was a little worse. Like I said, guys, for the way that I was scrubbing this, I'm impressed. Yeah, when I say I went like this and rubbed as hard as I could, that's what I did. Knowing that the washer's not going to do this. Your washer will not scrub it like I scrubbed it.
But if you hand wash it, you might be scrubbing it that hard, you know, or maybe not that aggressive, but like you're going to be still scrubbing the shirt together if you're washing it.
But this one was one that we let sit for 3 days, washed it. I even took a heat gun to this, guys. Like heat gun on high setting right on top of it. It did not move. Look at this. Like I am so impressed. And look at that.
It looks really good.
I mean, like I said, the only thing is if you're using dark colors on a white shirt, you're going to want to make sure that you wash it by itself on the gentle cycle first. Mm-hmm. Please make sure, because I don't think that it would happen to anything else in the washer. This was just me using a bunch of soap and scrubbing as hard as I could because, like I said, we were trying our best to put it through the wringer.
Yeah.
So I think this test, this wash test, passes.
That's a pass.
That's
for
a
me.
pass.
Yeah.
That's a good pass.
We're having a little bit of conversation about sublimation costs versus DTV costs, and I'll say that sublimation is probably more expensive because you have to get a heat press, and you've got to get a sublimation ink, and you've got to get a sublimation printer.
So I think if we're talking about the cost breakdown, sublimation, DTV, you really need to ask yourself, sublimation, first of all, is going to be more expensive of a startup.
Yeah.
We know this.
Immediately. Yeah.
Immediately more expensive startup. However, you have to ask yourself, are shirts or fabrics the only thing you're going to be working with? Because the Caesar DTV is specifically rated to use on fabrics. Whereas sublimation, you have all the other things that you can do with it. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to do sublimation tumblers or do you want to do any other thing? If I were doing t-shirts, if I was strictly doing t-shirts, I personally would probably stick with the DTV. And the reason being is because sublimation you can only do on light.
Unless you're planning on bleaching your shirts.
Unless the bleached look is the it thing for your area and everybody's eating the bleached shirts up, that would be great. But DTV I think is a really good alternative because you can do it on dark colors. You can do it on any color you want.
Yeah.
Whereas sublimation kind of limits you. You either have to do a heathered shirt, you have to do a specific blend, a high poly blend or 100% poly shirt. So I mean,
it limits you if you're a t-shirt textiles person.
Yes.
But now if you're wanting to do t-shirts, sublimation is great for that as long as you're going to be doing it on white. Or if you want to do tumblers, sublimation is great for that. Like you can't do this you can't use DTV on tumblers. Like you can't do that. It's not what it's made for.
No. So. And then like for example, we have a fuzzy blanket out there that we sublimated a name on. That's so cute. I don't think the DTV would be great on that.
It wouldn't be as nice feeling.
No.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean, it really depends on which one that, you have to ask yourself this question, lots of questions before you get started. Do you plan on doing more than shirts or are you strictly just a shirt person?
Yeah, and we've got lots of videos where we're covering sublimation, like the perks and things that you do with sublimation. If you guys are more curious about that, I see a lot of conversation about sublimation. We have tons of sublimation videos. We even have a course.
Yeah.
But we did compare the cost of DTV to printable vinyl, and DTV was actually cheaper than printable vinyl.
Really?
Just a little bit. Just like, I think it was
bit.
20 cents. A 20 cents difference, which surprised me because DTV is brand new and it's so good.
So Michelle said, I already have all of my sublimation equipment and supplies. I would have to get another printer and supplies for DTV. Yes, if you already have a sublimation printer set up, the DTV is inkjet specific. So you would have to get an inkjet printer and everything else. And we also, April asked, what's the powder technique over sublimation ink? We did a live and an organic video over that. That is what we did, the DTF, which leads me into, if you've been around, you've watched kind of our videos, if you have a sublimation printer and you do want more of a, like this, for example, this shirt. This was the wash test. This is the direct to film DTF powder that we did over the sublimation ink. And y'all, that wash test is superb.
I mean, that looks good.
Yeah.
That is
except for that stain on it.
Well, and
That
we
stain
kind of over sublimated it a little bit because remember we applied more heat to it.
Actually, what happened here, it looked a lot better when I first, like when my son wore this for his birthday, it looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
But we had people asking, what happens if you put parchment paper over it? Because it was very shiny. So we put the parchment paper over it and reheated it. So that's why it's kind of got a little bit of a faded look. That's not from the wash.
It looks really good though still.
Yeah, it still looks good.
That.
So Let's go ahead, since we've kind of gone over that. Alicia, if you don't care to just keep an eye on the comments.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and if I can get my computer to come on.
April's asking how long is the DTF supposed to last, which they'd say 20 to 25 washes, right?
No, not DTV, DTF.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a lot of letters. You guys.
I don't think this DTF is coming off this shirt. I mean, it's not, period.
I don't know how many it is, but like if y'all could feel the powder shirt, or the DTF shirt, I mean, I don't even know.
I mean, it's one of those things that from here on out, when I personally make myself shirts, unless I want something on a dark color, I'm DTF all the way.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Me too.
That's me. So
yeah, me too. I'm the same way. Blessed Bolding Bunch, we saw your llama cake topper request in our customer service questions this morning. Oh my goodness. We're going to have to see what we can do for you because you're committed.
So this is from yesterday. Let's just go to new. We'll replace this. We don't need Asher's name, do we?
No, I don't need any of that. You can just erase everything.
Okay. So we are actually going to hop over here in Design Space. I'm going to go to, this should already be on there. Do you remember what this is called?
Boho Floral.
So we're just going to upload. We're going to come over here.
Oh, look, it's right there, Lauren.
Boom. It's right there.
Yep.
Okay, so this is literally all you have to do. Add whatever you're doing to your canvas. We're going to size it down. Let's see.
Sue says,
keep on sizing.
Sue's doing all sublimation. She's like, I went from vinyl and now all I do is sublimation. She's hooked on it. It is an addiction.
It really is.
Even this stuff, like playing around with this stuff is addicting.
So I'm going to measure my little flag that I'm putting this on, and we're working with 8 by 5. I think that's probably about what you did.
Yeah, it was pretty big. Now, you might be limited by Design Space because it's a print and cut. But
no, that should be fun. Well, so was this.
I know.
One was. Anyway, we're going to go ahead. This is literally all you have to do. Size your image. It is already a print and cut image, so we don't have to flatten it. It's already flattened for us. But we are going to hit Make It. And then I'm going to continue. We are going to send to printer. I'm going to use print system dialog. This one, because I am cutting so close, I'm just going to leave the bleed on for this one. And then I'm going to change my printer. We are using the Canon TS9500 series. And then for those that have been around, we're going to print. Oh my goodness, this gnat is about to go in my mouth.
They're by my face too.
Okay, we're gonna pull this behind, but before I do anything else, Beth asked the comment, I missed the difference between DTF and DTV. Are we at 1? Okay, DTF, direct to film. That is where you have to use sublimation ink. You mirror your image just like you would with sublimation. Direct to film, it prints onto a film. You use a powder coating and you cover that ink with that powder coating. And then you have to cook your ink, flip it over, press it onto your shirt, and this is how you can sublimate on 100% cotton. So you're not limited to polyester shirts. You can actually sublimate on 100% cotton with the DTF powder, okay? DTV is the Caesar's new brand of a type of printable vinyl, so it's direct to vinyl printing, and it is supposed to be, I guess I would say, I like it. If I had to pick between printable vinyl or DTV, I would be DTV.
Me too.
All the way.
I agree.
So it is like supposed to be the thinnest, stretchiest, best printable vinyl that you can get out there right now.
And it's inkjet. It is not sublimation.
It is inkjet. DTV, inkjet. DTF, sublimation.
Correct. Amundo.
If you don't care to write that in the comments for everyone so we don't get confused. DTF sublimation ink. DTV inkjet printer. We're bringing you guys both of well, we're not really going to talk about DTF anymore because we don't want to get you guys confused.
Yeah, we really should. And honestly, if you guys are not in the sublimation world and you're just wanting to have a new thing to do your t-shirts and stuff, this Caesar Easy Color DTV is amazing because you just need an inkjet printer. You don't need sublimation printer and stuff like that.
Good to go.
Yep.
There you go. So we had a question, can you use printable vinyl and DTV, either of those, on a backpack? As long as it is a canvas type material, then yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, so back to our share screen. Once we have our print dialog pulled up, we are going to auto select from the rear tray. This is going to be a personal preference. If your printer has a rear tray, I think that I think it works best for this. We're going to turn our print settings up to best, and then we are going to print that. And we are going to pray that this works because this is the only sheet of DTV we have left.
Did you send it to the printer?
I did send it to the printer.
Okay, I'm going to go check.
So Alicia's going to go run and grab that for us. And while she does that, I'm going to turn on our mini press, our Cricut heat press. So this is one, if you don't have a heat press, you don't have to have a heat press for this. You can use your Cricut press, which is what we're going to be doing today. Now the heat settings for this are very specific, okay? So we are going to turn this on 310 degrees. Let's turn this up, turn it down, 310. Did it print?
It's printing.
Okay, it is printing now. So now we're going to place this on our mat. Someone asked, I thought you had to go up a little higher with the Easy Press. These gnats are going to be
They're so bad, you guys.
Not that I know of. I've always only pressed at 310. All the ones that I've done, I've pressed at 310.
Yeah.
So now we are going to, I have a mess on my table. We're going to select, here we go, select our maker.
Michelle says already geared up for Halloween, I see. Well, we are.
I'm going to have to cancel and go back. At least I didn't make her 3.
There we go.
Okay, I didn't move it. Thank you, Jesus. Already printed. We're connecting to here. Okay.
The mat is brand new.
The mat is brand new. The mat is brand new. Yes, ma'am.
I found a few of them brand new. I was like, let's use that today.
So we are going to print this on the printable vinyl setting. Not printed with a K. We're going to do it on the light. So printable iron-on light. And then we are going to send this to our printer. I'm going to move my cup so that it doesn't knock it off. And then we are going to cut this. And
once that heats up, we should see if we can repress that on the t-shirt.
It just heated, so let's move it right here. And we'll go ahead and try. Let's see, press play here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can repress this just in case. Do we have any butcher paper in here that I can just kind of lay over top of it?
No, but we have copy paper. No, I don't trust.
I don't trust.
I don't trust it.
Oh, it's right here in front of my feet.
Just kidding. I was thinking we had 2 rolls floating around here for a moment.
Okay, so we're gonna try to repress this and see if it works. So you're gonna hold about medium pressure on here for, if you have a heat press, I think it's 15 seconds. With this, I'm going to do 30 seconds. Although I've already started we're just gonna go with it.
Someone was asking how you take off the border line. Whenever it print and cuts, it cuts around the image, like precisely around the image. So you're actually going to weed off that border. You're not even going to be able to see it.
Look at there.
Is it back on?
It's back on.
Shut
like nothing ever happened.
Oh.
It's back on.
See, I love when we find stuff out like that.
Boom.
So if you accidentally washed it, if you've already got it and you washed it early, or you can just put it back on.
It just goes right back on.
So you have, what was your heat setting?
310 for 30 seconds.
Nice. I
310
love
for
it.
30.
I'm obsessed with that file too. That's one of our files
I am
from last
too.
month, and it is so pretty on that shirt.
Okay, so we're gonna go overhead, and I'm gonna make sure this one actually did really well, not curling. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna weed this out. Like, can I just like, are y'all just seeing this? I don't like, what would you compare that feel to? And here's what I was talking about, curling up here on this edge.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, curling up on the edge.
A lot of people were saying how, you know how you heated the shirt first, or the fabric first and then laid it down? They say that helps the image to lay down whenever you put it on there.
Yeah.
But sometimes like that intricate fall wreath that you did,
yeah,
there's a lot of little curly edges, and I think that makes it really hard to even get it onto the shirt off of the transfer.
There was no way I would have been able to gotten it off the shirt.
Right.
Or gotten it off of here.
The paper without the transfer tape. Right.
So we're just going to go ahead and use this transfer tape, since I know a lot of us don't have the Caesar TTD, just to show you guys that it still works. So I'm just going to, we have our very special little sticker that says this is HTV transfer tape, keep me labeled. So we're going to keep this label.
It looks like the other transfer tape.
It does.
I don't like, I want it to get confused.
So we're just going to cut us a piece off of here. Probably going to cut, this is probably way too big of a piece, but it's okay.
We used a Canon inkjet printer, Lori, and I linked it below for you all if you're wanting to get the exact printer. It's actually not, I mean, it's a nice higher end printer, but it's not like crazy expensive. It's not an Epson Workforce, so it's not wide format, but it's, it's like a good standard printer, and we use it every day, like multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And it works so good.
Okay, so what we are doing is we are going to, so DTV stands for direct to vinyl printing. I'm just going to add this transfer tape, and as you can see, it still likes to curl underneath the transfer tape.
Yeah, Lorraine was saying when it curls, just hover the heat over it and it'll flatten it out. How cool is that? Denise was asking, could you print a pattern as a background and then design a Fraser name and cut that out to transfer onto a shirt? You totally could do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you could cut it out, like cut out with the background image as well. Like you could make it one whole image.
Okay.
You don't have to mirror it, Lisa.
No, you do not mirror it.
You just straight up print it.
We are going to, I'm going to lay this to the side, and I'm going to pre-press this for just a few seconds.
Kristen, we have not used the leftover HTV carrier sheet, but I'll say that's a good idea.
Listen, I used this one right here, the I Smell Children. You can see I've got all of the different registration boxes around it. What I did was I printed it the first time up in like the top right corner, and then I went to print again, moved it down here, moved it down to the bottom, turned it sideways, and then just cut out this top right corner, pushed it up to the top right corner when I went to cut it, and then cut it that way so I could cut it multiple times, if that makes sense to anybody.
April asked if you used Best when you printed. I don't know if you did, but we normally do.
I did use Best.
Okay, yeah.
Best I did use Best, but this file, period, is a little bit, I don't want to say off, but you can kind of see it here and there. But yes, I did use Best when I printed. So I pre-pressed this for 15 seconds or so at the 310, and then I'm just going to press this with medium pressure for, I think I'm going to do 20 seconds because I feel like 30 on that one might have been a little much, but I'm going to pull it up at 20. So we're going to press it for medium pressure at 20 seconds.
And you preheated the canvas banner.
Yes, I preheated the canvas banner, pressing it for 20 seconds. Siobhan asked, I missed out on the cutting. How does it do with intricate cuts? So Siobhan, the last time that I did an intricate cut, it was not the greatest. I didn't feel like it was the greatest. You need to do this on a warm peel.
Ooh,
and there you go.
She's pretty.
And we'll show you the difference. This is DTV.
I'm replacing that on my desk now.
This is printable vinyl. One of the things is this one, I will say, the colors when you print it on printable vinyl will sometimes come out a little different. And I've seen that on multiple people's videos. Is that the printable vinyl, the colors will be a little different. But y'all, look at that.
The DTV is inkjet. Someone said it looks like it skips spots in those tight areas. That's just the art, like that's just the look of that file, if that makes sense. Like that's how the artist did it. So
yeah, this art,
it's just the way it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
It looks so pretty.
I know.
I love that.
I know. Somebody asked if it could be layered.
I would like to try it. We can try a warm peel.
I'm afraid to layer it on this though.
No, layer it on the t-shirt.
Layer it on the t-shirt. Let's layer it on the t-shirt.
Because I'm hanging that one on my desk after we get out of this live.
Okay, we're going to try to layer since we can't use this t-shirt. We will do the I Smell Children, and I'm just going to hand cut this out.
Susan says, I don't understand how this will wash, okay, if it's inkjet. Well, we washed that t-shirt that you're seeing on the screen right now.
This one was washed.
Has been washed. So, and also, we did the I Smell Children dish towel. If you missed the beginning of it, you can go back and see. We washed that by hand, and it actually did pretty good too. So
we're just going to put it right here in the smack middle. We're going to press 310, medium heat. I just did that right on top of that other one. Hold on, let's try this one more time. Let's do this.
What a beautiful shirt you're making, Lauren.
I know, it's gonna be totes adorbs.
The colors are very beautiful together.
We're gonna do this so that it doesn't completely melt back. Okay. 20 seconds.
So funny. Sue said, I have a lot of cotton t-shirts. I want to try to get this vinyl and try it out. I have a craft show coming up and I want to print on vinyl. I'm excited. I will get me some now. Get it, Sue. Get it while it's hot. It is selling out everywhere. And I'll say US Cutter shipped my order and I just placed that order.
Already?
Yeah, I just placed it before the live. So they're already shipping out I got some of the TT.
Okay. Oh, wait. Of course
we didn't weed off the back.
I didn't weed the back off. Can I just say, please forgive me.
Lauren, you're doing a good job considering. Yesterday, Lauren was like, we have a couch in the studio, and Lauren was ill. She was laying on the couch. Her ears were messed up. She couldn't hear us.
They're still messed up.
She's like, I can see your mouth moving.
Yeah.
But I don't know what
But I don't know what you're saying. I see that your mouth is moving, but I have no clue what you're saying. Okay, let's try this again with a different one. And let's actually weed the back off of it this time.
Someone else said, how does it not wash out or bleed if it's just inkjet ink? Y'all, I don't know.
I don't know.
I am not a scientist. Now, we will play around in here and do some weird stuff, but like, I don't know why it works, but it does work.
You know, I would love to pick the brains of the people at Caesar.
Yeah, we need to be getting in with whoever comes up with this stuff. We would be good employees there. We would do a good job. Because we're always testing stuff out like that.
Yep.
We'll test all your products, Caesar.
Okay, try it again. Try it again.
Right,
we're doing this again. We actually weeded the back this time. Let's try this again.
Everyone's putting laughing emojis.
Yeah.
So funny. Someone says, I've seen it layered with puff.
Oh.
We ordered puff additive for screen printing ink and glow in the dark, didn't you?
Or glitter. Glitter for screen print.
Our order burst.
Puff.
Our order burst in the shipping process.
Which Michael's was great. They were phenomenal.
Oh, they were really nice.
Also, can I just say the amount of times that I have pressed this on the bottom and it still looks good?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
There you go.
What's it feel like? Can I touch it?
It feels like nothing. It doesn't feel layered
like you
at
can't
all.
feel the layer?
I can't feel the layers. That's hot. That's very hot. I can't feel the layers here.
Let me feel. I'm curious. It looks good. It looks seamless.
So what I was getting at, who was it that asked me about the intricate cuts? Give me a second and I'll think. Anyway, I can't remember your name, but you asked me about the intricate cuts. So I was having issues with the intricate cuts with the DTV. And we'll go overhead. This is what all of this testing was, is because I was having, which this bleed is on, so the cuts are a lot more intricate. And here is what it should have looked like after it was cut. So you can see the bleed is on. These are very small cuts. Over here to the side, can they see now? Okay, so these are small cuts. What I did, Siobhan, that's who it was. What I did is I went ahead, before I cut this, I added the heat transfer vinyl to the top, and you have your registration box. I cut it with medium cardstock settings with more pressure. So what ends up happening is this layer of the heat transfer tape stays on, and you can weed everything out, and those intricate cuts come out so perfect.
Well, because they're stuck down.
They're stuck down.
They can't go anywhere.
They can't go anywhere. So, and it doesn't curl up, it doesn't do anything. Then what you can do, come over with a second layer of the heat transfer tape, pick it up off the backing, and then lay it down. Actually, let's go over to Design Space. Let me see if I can recreate this. I'm not gonna be able to print it, but I'm gonna try to recreate it, and I'm gonna see if I can cut it for you all live so you see what I'm talking about. So let's go back here. We're going to just delete this out because I don't need this again. We're gonna go to Upload, View All. Where's the I Smell Children?
Focus file. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Oh, found it. Okay.
I love that.
You know what? I don't know what size I have it though. I really don't know though. Let me go to my projects and see if it's here. I just want to show you guys how this can cut.
Yeah. So Lisa said, so you have to have transfer tape for this. No, you do not have to.
You don't.
You don't have to. Now, if you're doing an intricate cut, that is our little hack that helps. But a couple other people said that they hovered their heat press over it and it lays it back down. So that's a little hack that you could do. Everyone's freaking out about Hocus Pocus.
I know. Okay, so y'all, I'm not seeing, I guess I could try to measure it. Let me try to measure it.
Sin wanted everyone to know that the Hocus Pocus files are for personal use only. They're not covered by the commercial license.
Right.
They're still cute and gorgeous, and I'm putting one on a sweatshirt today. They're so cute. I'm going to do the DTF, I think, though.
Okay, so it is smaller than that. We're going to do 3, and then we're going to do an offset of that's way too much. We're going to do, I normally like to do like a 0.1.
Yeah, we do baby offset.
We do baby offsets.
We just
or
want it
0.8.
to pop, you know what I mean?
I think I might have done 0.08. Let's double check on this. Smell, children know this. I did even smaller than that. I bet I did 0.5, 0.05.
So what are
I bet right there is what I did.
Oh, are you trying to cut it?
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you guys how you can cut it, do intricate cuts, and get it to go like cut through and do the double layer of the heat transfer.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna try it. And then we're gonna flatten this. And then we're going to, honestly, that looks perfect. We're gonna go to make it. We're gonna already print it. And if this don't work, guys, you all know why. It's because I had pre-printed this a long time ago. Or I say a long time ago on Friday. So what I'm doing now, what are people saying?
Well, I'm snagging the link for the DTF video because people keep asking questions and I want you guys to see that. But we're not going to keep talking about it on this live because it's confusing because the letters are so similar.
It is very confusing and I don't want to get people confused. So yes, please. I'm
going to give it the link to Sadie so she can plug it in there for you guys.
If we can plug in that DTF so we don't get confused with DTV and DTF.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, Gail, yes, I said Hocus Pocus in September release. We're very excited. They're so cute. And if y'all are not members, are cute, like cute enough. I would be like, sign me up.
Now, once again, please don't shoot me if this doesn't cut perfectly. I just really wanted to show you guys how you can do the intricate cuts. So we're gonna load this into our maker. Real quick, let's go overhead. I already have a piece of this heat transfer tape on top of this. This is only for intricate cuts. This is when you get intricate cuts. This is not all the time. Some of our fonts have very skinny areas that would be hard for this DTV to, I mean, it would probably cut, but it would curl very easily. So, once again, for intricate cutting on the DTV, this is what I have found works. Add a layer of heat transfer tape before cutting. Now, we're going to put it in our Cricut. We're gonna load it in. Now let's go to our share screen. We are going to search cardstock. I'm going to cut this on medium cardstock, okay? Medium cardstock with more pressure.
I was like, what's that noise?
It's
It scared me.
Yes, if you don't have intricate cuts, you don't have to have a Cricut to cut this DTV.
No.
You can use scissors to cut this DTV. You don't have to have a Cricut at all. This is just if you want those precise cuts, you can use the Cricut. So far, the only size, I did see somebody ask if there was a size limit for the DTV. Have you seen anything over 8.5 by 11?
No.
Or do they have it in rolls? Can you buy it in rolls?
Yeah, I want to say that they have 24-inch. Let me check though, because I feel like I saw on 143 vinyl they offer 24-inch, but let me double check because I don't want to tell y'all. And then
now we're cutting. No, this will not cut into the mat.
The sheets are actually 8.4 by 11. And that's all that they offer. But based on Lauren layering that vinyl, if you had a big image and you needed to put 4 together, you could do it seamlessly. I have no doubt. I feel like you could put 4 pieces of paper up to each other to make a large image, or even like 2 sheets of paper or whatever it takes. And if you butt them up close enough, they're gonna look seamless.
Yeah.
So that's an option. And you don't have to use Design Space either. You can use Canva.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if you're wanting to do a bigger image, you could use Canva and just print it onto multiple sheets of paper. Yes.
And then we are going to, which I'm glad that this heat for transfer tape, I didn't throw it away, because you can reuse this multiple times.
So what will you use that for?
So I'll show you guys in a minute.
Okay.
These cuts are not going to be on.
Yeah, Lauren had already printed the image, and then we didn't have it still in Design Space, so
And we don't have any
redesigned
more
it.
sheets of DTV.
Yeah.
So this is why we're doing it this way.
But you guys will get the idea.
Yeah,
That makes
Lisa,
sense.
you don't have to have a cutter. You can cut this by hand. Like, that's completely up to you. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is way off, but it's okay.
It's fine. There's no size limit necessarily to DTF, but the sheets are 8.4 by 11.
Okay,
so.
Let's go overhead. I mean, I feel like for my guessing game that I just did, it's not bad. It's not bad. But see, when you cut it, when you have the transfer tape over top of it, and you cut it with medium cardstock settings, these intricate pieces stay down, and y'all watch. All I have to do is come in here, and I'm gonna weed this out, and that stays down. Like, that's there.
And that's it.
And that's it. And then I'm gonna come, like this part right here wouldn't come up with, but here I'm just gonna grab my pen tool and move that out of the way. And that's, I mean, now what you're gonna do, that's just where it didn't cut. Now what you would do, if you're doing intricate cuts, come in with your second sheet of transfer tape heat transfer tape. We're gonna lay it down, burnish it down, and then pull that right off of there. And now all you have to do, we'll pull back in our tester towel, since that's not the tester towel, that's the project towel. Pull our tester towel back in. We're gonna give it another good pre-press. It didn't tear the DTV and it did cut all the way through. Absolutely. This is what I tested so many times on Friday.
It's magic. I love it. I love
Remember,
this
is still with 2 layers, so I'm still just going to do that 310 for 20 seconds.
We're gonna add the link to the description of this video. If it's not here immediately, it will be there eventually, but it's not letting us put the link in the comments for some reason. So I'm gonna put the link to the DTF video. If you guys have questions about direct to film printing, it's gonna be in the description. And then this is actually just pulling up that second layer with it.
You can see on here that second layer of heat transfer film or heat transfer tape is on there. Y'all, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. No more X-Acto knives. That was my whole pretense with this, is I didn't want to have to come in here with a true control knife or an X-Acto knife and try to make the cuts that the Cricut did not make. So this is how I have learned to do the intricate cuts with the DTV.
I love it. I think that's so
awesome. So really what we're going to be doing today, we've talked about our honest review. We've already said we love it. It's a great product. Like, go get it right now. If you don't have printable vinyl already. Where it is, I have found, I don't even want to say issues, but where I have found that it's a little harder in some instances, trickier, is when you do intricate cutting.
Okay.
So I have a trick that I have come up with. It's a trick and a treat.
Ooh!
It's a hack, a trick, a treat all together. Where we are going to be making those intricate cuts with the DTV, but it's going to stay flat. So a lot of people that I have, my research that I've done, a lot of bloggers that I've seen, because it's not sticky on the back, which is great when it comes to like t-shirts and things. It gives it that thinner feel.
Yes.
Because it's not sticky on the back, it tends to curl up, especially those little tiny pieces. So I've kind of done something, and we're gonna go over everything.
It's gonna be awesome. You all are gonna love it. So this is gonna be a really, really great time for you all to kind of just sit back, relax, learn a lot about the hack today. You're also going to get to see us use the product a little bit more than maybe you've seen in other videos. We're going to really focus in on diving into about like what you all need to know about the DTV. It's a really awesome product. I honestly think for anyone that has a lot of printable HTV and things like that, definitely like work through that if you want, but also like start thinking about adding this in, or maybe, you know, going ahead and grabbing some so you can know when to use what. Because like Lauren was saying, when you're making a t-shirt, y'all, this product is going to be something you're going to want to have that because you're going to make the best quality possible.
Now, t-shirt, like this is top, I'm talking top quality t-shirt material.
It's going to be great. So I think you're going to really enjoy it. As you all are deciding to get on and off the fence, I think you'll really, really enjoy learning more about it. I also want to let you all know that we did, so Friday I let you all pick what giveaway I was going to give away. And you all picked the Caesar DTV.
Yeah.
And I had no idea we were doing that today, so that's what we're doing.
So what we are doing today, we are making this really cute tea towel that can hang in your kitchen. So we'll go overhead. We realized once we started making all of the different projects, we were like, wait. Y'all, we don't have a football project.
Yeah.
So I felt like this was a great one it's not like in your face football. It is still very fall. Like, I don't feel like if you saw this hanging.
Oh, it would not be in my face.
You would not think it was football until you got up close and read what it says.
And let me tell you, there's so many of us celebrating and watching all the football action.
Oh, absolutely.
Between college and I think the
NFL
played
everything
last
else.
night. So that's awesome. So super fun.
So this is why I decided on this specific. I actually have 3 different cut files together. Can you believe I have 3 different cut files in this thing? Yeah. So
wait, where's the third one?
The little footballs.
Oh, you added the footballs.
I added the football. So let's go overhead.
Oh
so
my
you can see I
gosh.
took this fall wreath, which is a cut file of Maker's Gonna Learn.
Love it.
And then I added the little footballs in as a little tiny little detail.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so we're gonna
You guys are gonna love it.
kind of messing around with that. And so let's go ahead and we're gonna go over the materials that we need. So obviously we need a tea towel. Now this is just one that we got off Amazon. We buy them in bulk. It is just a regular cotton tea towel. Not anything special. You can get them so many different places. Amazon, Walmart.
I'm gonna break a chair over here.
No, those chairs are just not very sturdy. You can get them anywhere. Obviously, we are working with the Caesar DTV. I also have the, what is this? It's the Caesar, it's the DT, it's like their carrier sheet.
Yes.
What is it called? TTD, that's it. The Caesar TTD. This is the carrier sheet. Now, we just got this in. I have not tested, so you all know that I love to test on a live, see if it works, crafting together. So we are going to, I personally, when I made this one, just used HTV transfer tape that we had on hand. So we like I said, we just got this in, so we're gonna try this. I'm sure it's gonna cut the same. It's not gonna be a problem, but we do have the Caesar TTD. I know I'm gonna get the question, do you have to have the TTD with the direct to vinyl printing, the DTV stuff? Let's go to 1. So Caesar does suggest that you use the TTD. I used just HTV transfer tape that I had, and it worked fine.
That's awesome.
So
use what you
want,
have. Take what you want.
Yes. Take what we say.
Everyone's saying the footballs looked more like pine cones. That's literally what I thought too.
Okay,
or
so
acorns.
that is literally
but that's what you wanted.
That's what I wanted. I didn't want it to be in your face. I wanted it to be a very subtle design.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's where we were going with that. Obviously, you are going to need a light grip mat. We have our brayer, and then I'm going to be using the Cricut Easy Press today. You can use the Easy Press. You can use, if you have a heat press, use the heat press. It was just a lot easier for me to bring in the Cricut Easy Press, so I just brought that in, and that's it.
We had a lot of questions on Friday about like, wait, do I have to have any heat press? No, whatever heat source you have available is what we recommend today.
Yep.
And you know, Lauren, just before we move forward, while we're still on supplies, can we just talk about like, what have you noticed comparing DTV to some of our favorite printable HTV? Like, what should everyone at home like? Just when we're talking from a material standpoint, because you've seen on camera and things that we love the feel of the DTV on fabric, but what other things should people be looking out for?
When buying
when
between the
purchasing,
two?
when deciding, things like that.
Actually, we've looked at the price.
Yeah.
Price point is a big thing, and I'm with you guys. Price point is always huge for me too. So I think we did a comparison of the printable vinyl that we had and the DTV.
Right.
And the DTV was like maybe a couple cents cheaper.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Per sheet.
Wow.
I like that the DTV has a lot of stretch. Like, it's insane. Which this tea towel period, it just doesn't have stretch.
But with most t-shirts, you need some flexibility.
Yeah. It's a lot thinner of a feel.
It's so good, y'all.
So thin.
Y'all are gonna love it.
You are, really. If you've not tried it, you gotta try it.
Yes.
What was the question again, Alyssa?
Just anything else when they're purchasing it, anything they should look out for, from deciding printable versus DTV. Is there any instance, real quick I'll change my question, any difference, like when you would have to say, you know what, still stick with printable heat transfer vinyl?
Not that
and we've made probably upwards of 5+ projects.
Not that I have come up on.
Okay.
This
is good to know.
I mean, my personal opinion, use the printable vinyl you have, test the DTV if you like it. especially now that we are bringing you how to do the intricate cuts.
Yes, and I want to let you all know, we have linked the Caesar Easy Color DTV that you can get one sheet. So if you're like on the fence, like this is a $2.70 investment from our friends at 143 Vinyl. They have great shipping, so definitely check it out.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump over into Design Space, and I'm going to show you guys how we're actually just going to design this together. Like, I don't have it printed off. Normally I try to come prepared, and we've gotten to where we have stuff printed off ready. Y'all, I forgot to save this project, so we are completely from scratch doing this together. So if we hop over here to Maker's Gonna Learn, I'm gonna show you the cut files that you're going to need for this project. So first thing, we are just going to type in fall, because honestly, 2 of the 3 that we're gonna be using, if you'll just search fall, will pop up when you search the word fall. So the first one that we're gonna be using is Fall Means Football. You will need to download that one. I already have it downloaded. If you don't know how to download it, all you have to do is click on this cloud icon. It will pop up down here in the bottom. You'll open it up and then add it to your Cricut canvas. And then we're gonna go to our next page, which, can we just talk about all of the amazing cut files, like all these fall cut files that I'm obsessed with.
I mean, I just want to let you all know, out of the 8,000 cut files, there's over 1,500 to 2,000 just Christmas files, and there's over 1,000 just fall and Halloween. Like, this is the vast majority of our library is focused in for this area for this purpose. So if you've been on the fence about membership, you are going to be well taken care of through the entire holiday season with cut files.
Yes. So, Roberto, if you will just click that link where the fall, if Sadie will drop that for you, if you'll click that, you can go there, and that's where you will sign up for the annual membership. Okay, second cut file we're going to be using is the Fall Print Wreath, and I'm actually going to show you guys a couple different ways that you can work with this file. Once again, I already have it downloaded. We'll just go ahead and download this again, because I do need to. I'll do this. And then the next one we're going to be using, we're just going to type in football with 2 L's, not 1. It'll still search with 1. I thought I hit the L twice. And then,
I'm just dreaming about our new website, Lauren.
I know.
I'm getting really giddy over it.
I know.
Woo.
Really, any of these, I think I used this one because they are separate, so we'll just download that one as well, and then you can just take those out. This is already a PNG, so it works really well with that. And then we're gonna head over to Design Space. Now, what I was meaning by the 2 different ways you can work with the wreath, I'm going to go here and I'm gonna change my settings real quick, and I'm going to put a partial grid on here just so you all can see the difference, okay? So, first thing, when you upload this file, we're gonna go to View All. Once again, here you can see this, but I have a reason that I'm not pulling that one in. So the first one that here it is. We're gonna pull this in. We're gonna add this to Canvas. Now this is how I have made this tea towel, and I'm gonna blow this up. Do you all see a grid in the middle of this?
Nope.
No. So what's gonna happen is this is gonna cut all the way around it. So it's gonna have the white in the middle. However, we're working with a white tea towel. So you know what? It works. It's fine. One thing I do want to show you guys is you can remove this white part if you want to. If you are working with a different color tea towel, you can remove that white part. The cuts are gonna get a little more intricate, so let me just go ahead and tell you, I'm gonna forewarn you. Today, we're just gonna be doing it this way, but I also wanted to show you the other way, so I'm gonna go to Upload. This is what I've already done, but I'm gonna show you how to do that. So we are going to go to our downloads. Right here, it's gonna pop up as the MGL. Okay. Important part of this. Let's go back to Design Space, because guess what? I didn't unzip this file.
There we go.
You have to unzip your files.
Super
Always
easy.
click on them
Just
and
click
unzip
on
them.
Just
click on them and unzip them. Because what happened is when I was in Cricut, I went to Downloads and I picked the zipped file. So let's go back here. I'm still picking the zipped file. Okay, let's find it. Let's go to, actually, you know what we're gonna do?
Just
we're gonna pull Cricut to the side.
I do a little drag and drop action. Go over to your Finder.
To the side. We're gonna go here. We're gonna pop this guy. Cricut.
This is literally me half the time, just like wait.
And then we're needing. Oh, that's fall. That's not the one that I need. Where is it at?
Oh, you should have left it. So just go to Downloads and scroll up.
Haha. There we go. Now it's unzipped. Down here, we are doing the PNG, so we're dragging and dropping. Sometimes it's hard to find files.
It does. You know, we could teach a whole class on the best organization of files if you all are interested.
Yeah. So we're doing complex. Now, if you just look at this, it looks like, oh, yeah, we may not have white in here. So we're going to hit remove background. Now, let me just go ahead and let you know, this is only if you have Cricut access. Can you remove the background for a file? If you can't, y'all, the white looks fine.
Well, actually, no, Lauren, go ahead and click back. Go undo that. No, up at the top right, closer, over to the right.
Right there?
Click that.
Okay.
Go down to manual and click just the select. And you can actually, this is like 2 clicks. Click that.
Oh, so I thought the background remover was just
the automatic.
Just the automatic?
Yeah. So this is old fashioned. So just click that twice.
Can you believe
click the middle.
I didn't know that.
Click the middle. Okay, look, and now click the outer edge. Bada bing, bada bing, and now click the other edges. There's a few more, you know, so Lauren's going
it's just the auto.
This is free $99, y'all.
What?
You don't gotta pay for nothing. So this is actually, I prefer manually cleaning up my images because then, you know, you can decide how in depth you want to go, because you could leave some of that white, Lauren, to make it where it doesn't cut.
Yeah, you could.
You know what I mean? So you have that.
So let's go to restore. If I didn't want to.
Yeah, or you could undo or whatever.
I can just restore all of this.
Look at that. Free 99. No access needed, my friends.
Never mind. Scratch what I said. So what I'm getting at is you can remove the background.
Yeah.
And we're going to apply this. It's going to be a print and cut image.
Boom.
And so here we go. Add to canvas. Bada bing, bada boom. Y'all can see the difference.
Amazing.
So it's really whatever you want. It depends on how you want to do this. So the cross mark is just where it's selected. Anyway, so we have one that has the white on the inside, one that does not. Really and truly, guys, it is whatever you feel the most comfortable with.
Yes.
So what we're going to do, I'm just going to do with the white on the inside because, once again, we're working with a white tea towel, so it really doesn't matter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload our Fall Means Football. I already have it in here, so I'm just going to type Fall Means Football. We're going to add this to our canvas. Now, we are going to size it down. But first, before we size it down, what I want to do is I'm going to add an offset because I really like how the offset looks. Probably going to go down to about a 0.18. For some reason, 0.18 to me feels comfortable. That's what has always felt comfortable. I don't know if it's because 8's my favorite number. So we're going to add that offset. I'm going to change the color to brown. And then I'm actually going to change the color of the Fall Means Football to orange. And I'm going to go to advanced. And we're going to make it a little deeper. Maybe a little more orangey. I think I like that best. Now, because I don't want all of this inside those words, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my offset. I'm going to go down to contour, and I'm going to hide all contours. Now, what this does is this literally just gives you the outside of your offset. And I think
fills in all those
it fills in all those little pieces. I just feel like it makes it look more cohesive. So we're going to grab both of them, move it in here, size it down, and then fit it to where we want it. Now, this would be great from here.
I love it.
You could flatten it,
bada bing,
print
bada
it, be done. But we wanted to add a little bit more detail, so we're going to go back to View All. We're going to type in football.
Amazing.
And then, okay, so I may have used, you know what, we're going to upload that other one because I like the other football better. We're going to go to Upload Image. We're gonna go back over here to Finder.
And while she's doing that, let me just let you all know, when you join Maker's Gonna Learn, or maybe you're already a member, you know, once you upload one file, you can search on your uploaded image area and find your Maker's Gonna Learn files through your Cricut account. So you're not gonna constantly upload those files. It's actually a really, really easy process to get these files uploaded. I mean, super fast and super easy.
Okay, that's kind of a distressed football, but I think we're gonna go with it.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go with it. So it is a print and cut image. We're gonna upload it into our canvas. We're gonna select it, add it to canvas. And then what we're gonna do is we are actually, because it is all together, what we're gonna do is we're gonna separate this out. So I am going to grab a shape, if I can find one. We're gonna grab a square. I just always tend to go for the square. I don't know why. It's just my comfort zone. Select both. Slice that out. It's taking it forever.
Yeah, sometimes Design Space may take a little extra time.
Oh, there it goes.
Ta-da.
Okay, awesome. Love that for me. What did it do?
Design Space, hello.
Y'all, what? What?
Oh my gosh, what just happened?
What?
Look at all these layers.
We're just,
Okay. Is it like using the offset? So maybe you're going to put sublimation on glitter. So this could be done with sublimation. Yeah, that's a great way to look at this file. If you instead don't want to, you know, do any of this, you could sublimate this and do things like that. Super fun.
Okay, so y'all know Design Space can really sometimes be a pain. We're just going back with this one.
Now,
We're going with the mom.
Savannah had a great question. So name files, Maker's Gonna Learn file name. So when you upload a Maker's Gonna Learn file, we have named it for you. So for example, if you have this football mom, you would search, you know, what was the name of that file, Lauren? Did you remember?
The football mom?
Yeah, sorry.
We're gonna go back.
What's it called? If you knew where it was.
It is, we're finding it.
Just in case you all wanted it, but just to see an example, any of these files are already named. So it's super, super easy.
There's just American football.
Yeah, you can just grab an American football or whatever, but it's already named. So you'll really, really enjoy that. So yay, super fun. Someone else said that Slice didn't work last night for her either.
Obviously it's a Cricut issue. It's not a me issue. So, well, with this one specifically, we're gonna blow it up. What I did, I remember what I did now. So what I did, because I did use this file, now we have just the regular football file. There's so many different ones you can go with. It's whatever you want to use. So because we can see the grids behind this one, that doesn't have the white. So if I put it over here, those floral pieces are gonna show through. So what I did is I added an offset once again, and you can go this one, let's go up to point, because I have blown it up. It is going to be, the margins are going to be a little bigger. We'll go to 0.27. Actually, let's go to 0.28 because I want this to be a little bit more flat.
Love it.
Let's go to 3. Okay, we'll just go with that. We're going to apply that, turn it white, select these both. I'm going to go ahead and flatten these together. So it kind of makes that white hard to see, and then I'm just going to size this down. And what I did is I kind of placed the footballs where I wanted them. So I like this one here, but I want it toward the back. So what I'm going to do now is arrange center to back, so it still kind of peeks through, like you don't know it's there. And then I'm going to duplicate these footballs 3 or 4 different times. This one I want to flip horizontally. I want it going that way. I want to size it down. I want to turn it, put it there. We'll put this one, we'll make this guy going this way, size him down.
Look at that. This is great for any type of project.
Acorn. I want another guy back here, but I want to send him to back, and I'm going to make him a little bigger because I want to cover up that white spot So now we're gonna go arrange, send to back.
Amazing.
Oh, well.
We've had some questions about, can I use, like, what type of ink are we using? We're using an inkjet printer. So this is a really, you know, very similar to Printable HTV, but just a little bit easier and better quality when you're using to stretch it and things. This is a brand new, like, hot off the press. Who knows? I mean, this is very new material. So I think it'll become like a industry standard really quickly.
Oh yeah. So this one I am gonna move, send that one to back, arrange, send to back. So I mean, you all get the gist of it. We're literally just kind of moving these around, sizing them up and down, placing them where we want them.
Love it.
Making them part of, keeping some in the front, sending some to back, but really making them part of that wreath, okay?
Awesome.
So we're sending that one to back. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to select, make sure you grab it all. We're gonna select it all, and then we are going to, actually part of this is, let's flatten this. We're gonna select this.
Can y'all hear the Glowforge going
flatten
on
it
next
together.
door?
Oh, I made a boo-boo.
Oh,
I made
let's
a boo-boo.
show him. Let's show him. Let's show him.
Okay, so I forgot to flatten these two together first. So we're gonna flatten our offset and our text together, flatten those. Then we're gonna grab that, and we're going to grab this, flatten it together.
Amazing.
Right?
Yep.
And then we're going to grab the rest. Oh, see, some of these move to the back. So what you're gonna do, we're gonna arrange, we're gonna bring this one to front. We are going to, this one went to the back, we're gonna bring it to front. This one, we're going to bring to front. Some of them are already in the back. So now what you're going to do, once again, we're selecting them all. These are flattened already, so you can't like flatten it all together. But what we're gonna do is we are going to attach them. You can't weld because it's not.
Right.
It's not print and cut. Or it's not a basic cut, so we're just going to attach them all together, size it down to the size that you need. So we are going to, let's go overhead. And I'm actually just going to do this on the back side of this. So we're going to take our measuring tape, trusty measuring tape. I think you know, 5 by 5 is gonna look good.
Love it.
Or you could even go smaller. Well, actually, let's go to about a 4.5. So we're gonna go on down back in Design Space down to a 4.5. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to select Make It. Now it's ready for the print and cut. So we are going to select Continue. We are going to send it to printer. We are going to use our Canon inkjet printer. That's all you need for this.
Woohoo.
We're turning the bleed off. We don't need the bleed.
Okay.
Using system dialog.
Now people want to know the settings. Let's show them.
We're getting there. So now we're going to hit print. Remember, your system dialog pulls up behind. So I'm using my Canon inkjet printer. We're going to feed from rear tray just because that works best for me. If you don't have those capabilities, do not worry about it. We're going to turn it to best. Media type, we're going to go to, I've always used, let's see if we can do paper. Let's see, no. So we're just going to do, for this specific printer, it only gives you photo or plain paper. We're just gonna do it on photo paper. And then we're gonna send it and we're gonna print it.
Love it. So many good questions. Why the Canon instead of the Epson? So it's funny, we are kind of like Canon print and cut people, but Epson sublimation people. That's just how the cookie crumbled for us in our journey of cricketing and crafting.
And really all of our inkjet printers are Canon.
Yeah, well, so I actually, full disclosure, I used to work for Canon.
I'm gonna go grab that.
Yeah, you grab that. I'll chat time with Tanner. I used to work for Canon. So Canon hooked us up with many printers, and they've actually spent a lot of time to develop some amazing crafting printers. Like, they have printers that are really wide format and things like that for 12 by 12 cricketers or digital scrapbookers and things like that. So we really love Canon, and they have great quality products. And I've never had a problem. I mean, I've used them since I worked with them in like 2017, and I've never had a reason to find another inkjet printer. So that's awesome. And no mirroring when you're using any printable HTV, DTV, any other of these specialty materials. You're printing right on the actual material, which you'll understand more when we bring in that transfer sheet. So you'll understand that here in a moment. Yeah, so let us know if you have an awesome printer that's not Canon related. You know, we've used many of them, so let us know. I now always do it on plain paper first to make sure I do it correctly. That's awesome.
Okay.
Woohoo!
So here is our final design that we have. Now this is where you all are going to need to really hone in.
Okay, so if y'all have been just putting us in like your other browser, you've been shopping around, working, come back to us for a few minutes. Lauren is going to teach you the hack that we're super excited about. So let's dive in and take a look.
So we are braying our DTV down to on our mat. Okay. Now, here is the key. What I'm going to do now, before we send it in to cut, I'm going to place this is the Caesar TTD, it's the transfer tape. I'm going to place it over top of our cut.
So you're going to place it directly over top?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Directly over top. Now, if you want to cut it down so it doesn't mess with your registration marks, you can.
Now, Lauren, we were here just a few days ago and we were having some trouble.
I know.
Wait, was that a live you were here for, or was that me and Alicia?
I was.
Oh, you were producing.
I was producing.
Yeah, me and Alicia, y'all, we have not been blessed with our Cricut scanner.
Okay.
Love it.
So we're going to pray that the Cricut.
It's just going to work beautifully.
It's going to work beautifully.
It's a new day, a new dawn.
So I'm placing the transfer tape over top of the TT, or over top of the DTV right now.
Oh, I'm nervy.
Don't be nervy. Don't be nervy. Okay? So, we've got this. This keeps the DTV from curling. Okay? So now what we're going to do back in Design Space, we are using our Maker 3. Y'all, this can be done on an Explorer series, on a Maker series. You do not have to have a Maker 3. This is just what we have in the studio. We are going to be using our fine point blade. So, this is where the settings are going to be different.
Yes.
Normally, we would use the printable vinyl settings for this. However, because we put the transfer tape on top, we're going to cut it on the medium cardstock settings.
Ooh.
With more pressure.
Ooh, it's looking good.
Medium cardstock settings with more pressure. So now we are going to load this.
Tina is loving this hack.
Okay. I always get so nervous that my stuff does not stick down.
That's because Lauren's always wanting to pull out her painter's tape and tape everything down.
Well, so.
But at least this has her stars aligned in the right place.
It does have the star wheels on.
If you all know Lauren at
my
her
desk,
craft table,
my star.
She has them always pushed over to the side, and it just freaks me out.
Yeah. Okay. So while that's cutting, we are going to turn our Easy Press on, and I'm going to adjust the temperature to 310 degrees, so 310. And we're going to go ahead and adjust. You don't have to adjust the time. We're only going to be pressing for 15 seconds, so I'm just going to watch this.
Can you believe it's only 15 seconds?
It's only 15 seconds.
Crazy.
So we're going to move this over to the side while this cuts.
Oh my goodness, if you've tried the DTV and it did not work, let us know what you struggled with so we can maybe make some additional videos for you, because it's pretty awesome. We used it on Friday and today, worked great.
So a lot of people, like I said, are saying that the reason they didn't feel like it worked is because it's that curling issue. But that's what we're here for.
Now, let me tell you what I did on Friday. So Friday, I did not want to use a transfer tape, a backer, anything like that. I pulled out a Teflon sheet. Throwback, because I feel like a year and a half, 2 years ago, people are using Teflon sheets a lot more. So what I did was I placed my image down right where I needed it. And then what I was able to do was kind of make sure that it was in the right place. And then I just laid the Teflon sheet over and it kind of helped flatten that out. I really like the Teflon sheet, so that might help you. And yes, get your ticket for the workshop tomorrow night if you haven't already. $27. Would love, love, love to have you there. Lauren, what's happening over in your neck of the woods?
My footballs are cutting out by themselves.
Oh.
Okay, troubleshooting. We're gonna troubleshoot. You do, well, it didn't give me the option, so let's go back. Let's go back.
So typically you can flatten multiple layers like at once. It's not a typical process.
But see, it's not, okay, there it goes. Yay. Now it gives me the option. Okay.
No worries. We are just
JK.
right back at it. You actually may not even need to print it differently unless you just want to. Maybe you want to. Let's do it just
No, it's cut, like it started cutting it out.
Yeah. Okay, so Lauren's gonna print that out again.
Yeah.
We had a quick design space correction. So we're gonna go into a live Q&A. Lauren is gonna print that out again, and she's going to get a new mat because her mat is not looking good at all. So
we're actually going to cut this a little smaller just to be on the safe side.
Love it.
We're gonna cut this TTD a little bit smaller just so it covers our inside and not our registration marks. So, y'all, I'm just being crazy at this point, I think. Ha! I just want to make sure it works. What was our questions? Do we have any?
Oh my goodness, we've had so many great questions related to membership, mat cleaning. It's been a lot of fun. Lauren, do we have any insight? We've had quite a few friends talking about like how long this lasts. Do we know how many washes? Do we have any idea of what our estimate is? I know we're still doing some testing to get a more...
I've washed a shirt twice.
Okay.
That has it on there and not had any issues.
Perfect. Robin, you do flatten the entire image. So
yeah,
we had left a few footballs.
There was a couple footballs that I didn't flatten. I thought I had grabbed them all and flattened the whole thing. So what it was doing is it was cutting, like it cut two of the footballs out by itself. So now that we've got that down, okay. And just so you guys know, are we overhead? I did not cover these registration marks because our lights are so bright in here that it was reflecting off of that. So it was just a little bit off. So if you want to not cover your registration marks, if you have bright lights in your craft room, then great. It's just these bright lights in our studio completely threw this off.
Right.
So now we're pulling this back through.
Amazing.
We're connecting to our Maker 3. Once again, we are doing the medium cardstock because we have the transfer tape over top and we're doing it on more pressure. I have already loaded the mat into our Cricut, measuring the mat length. This mat is...
It's not my favorite mat.
I mean, it's not. It was, y'all, I literally just ran out there and I was just like, pop my hand,
testing
which one. We have like 3 or 4 different brands.
I still love my Nikapa.
We do love Nikapa.
My Nikapa, my mat comparison. It's about time to do another mat comparison because there's so many on the market now.
Yeah.
The black ones, the purple ones, all the different mats. I am still a Nikapa guy. Y'all, I'm still a Nikapa guy, so love it.
So anyway, this is just one. I think we did we not do a video comparing like the cheap mats from Amazon or something?
I remember filming it, Lauren.
Did it ever come out? I don't know.
I think it's in a hack video though. Okay. Like I think one of the hacks is buying off-brand. We filmed it earlier this year.
Yeah.
I know the day you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's why we did that. So what this is doing now is it is cutting. And then once it's done, I guess I can go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give this a pre-press. And yes, I should have a heat mat under here.
Oh my gosh, you are risky.
No, look, I've got it folded down on itself.
I'm kidding.
I've got it folded down on itself.
Kidding. Pam, so you're so excited for the class tomorrow. I should buy Maker's Gonna Learn before Design Makes Sell. I canceled Cricut yesterday. Yes, Pam, grab your membership. There's 2 awesome offers for you today to get membership. Number one, $30 off your year membership using the coupon code FALL. That'll get you the most for the least amount. Or you can try monthly membership at half off. So whichever one you prefer is available today. If you go yearly, don't forget that coupon code FALL, FALL. Yay!
Went and got a mat for y'all.
Oh.
Look. Okay. So now that that is cut, what we're gonna do is I'm going to take the back off of our DTV. Y'all, are y'all looking at this? Like, look.
Oh my.
How smooth that comes off. And then we had one little thing inside here.
So Lauren's literally hacking the system.
Hacking the system. This one little piece didn't cut right, but we'll just snip that off.
So Kim says, do you still lint roll this? So the main reason we've lint rolled in the past is mainly for sublimation. That's when we're turning that ink into a gas into like straight into the fibers.
Yep.
This is not necessarily something you have to lint roll, but if it's a linty shirt, I would recommend lint rolling it. Does that make sense? We've been doing a lot of crafts over the past year. Like, I just want to honor each and every one of you because crafting today and crafting a year and a half ago was completely different.
Oh yeah.
We've got more, you know, material and more hacks and more tricks. You know, there's so many more things, so we love it.
Now what I'm doing, because really and truly, like I could come in here and I could separate this from the carrier sheet and put it on. But because we do have smaller pieces and it looks like my Cricut needs, this Cricut needs calibration, first of all. Let me address that. Yes, it does need calibration. But I'm coming in with a second layer of transfer tape and then pulling it up so that these little pieces do not get bent like down, up, and under when I press it.
Wow.
So once I've done that with the second layer of transfer tape, I know y'all think I'm crazy, then we're gonna lay it down. I also like that this transfer tape keeps this where I want it.
Yeah, I love that.
And then we are doing this at 310. We're gonna press it, and I'm just going to watch our timer, and we're gonna do this for 15 seconds.
Woohoo! Now, if you don't have DTV, let's talk about other ways you could do this. You could do this on polyester with your sublimation. You could do this with regular printable heat transfer vinyl. There's other opportunities to make this project without having to have just the DTV. The DTV is kind of an added bonus, and oh my goodness, look at this reveal. Ooh!
Love it!
Love it.
And there you go.
Amazing. Love it, love it, love it.
And that's it.
Wow.
Y'all.
Wow.
I'm
I
obsessed
love
with it.
So
Look
good.
at that stretch. Just right off, look at that stretch.
Today I have Waterslide paper. I am not somebody to be like really particular on one Waterslide paper over another. So we have Waterslide paper, we have a sealer, we have our blanks, and we have water. Like that's pretty much everything we have today. We also have a printer that's off camera. So this is what you're going to do. So we're going to walk you through the entire process. What we're using today is you can use any image that you want that is a print and cut image. So this could be a pattern, this could be any of our print and cut images. Today we're using some Western inspired files that are being released tomorrow. So this is actually a little sneak peek for our members to know what's to come tomorrow. So that's gonna be really, really exciting. And I cannot wait for you all to get access to these because they're really fun. So, such a great reason to get joined today if you haven't already. But yes, if we could go overhead, I can just kind of show you each product so that you make sure you know what we're doing. So first of all, our water. This is a Waterslide decal, and I'm going to explain to you why you need the water here in a moment or two. But just follow the method for the madness because it's a little unorthodox. Like this is not a typical 1, 2, 3 step process. You'll see what I mean momentarily. Number two, this is our Waterslide paper. I've used Waterslide paper for Michael's. I've used We Are Memory Keepers. The results are pretty much very, very similar. So it's gonna let you know, I love the clear instructions, print the image, spray the acrylic sealer, what it's going to recommend is letting the paper dry for at least 10 minutes. And you can use any acrylic sealer, which is awesome. It's going to recommend even coats. And I like to do 2, honestly, 3 coats is like perfect, but 2 to 3 coats is what I would recommend today, okay? So that's super awesome. After that, after we've sprayed it, we're gonna let the Cricut cut our image. We're gonna let the Cricut do the work, and then here's where we're going to do a live demonstration that you're really like going to want to laser focus in today, because this is awesome. This is where we're doing the transfer and separation. So we are actually going to submerge the paper for 30 seconds to a minute, and that's going to separate the paper from the acrylic that we have sprayed on there, okay? We're separating the acrylic spray from the paper. So that's how that will be done in the water. And then what it recommends is to remove the paper from the water and quickly apply it to the ideal position of your clean decal surface. Press down firmly to secure the transfer. Now, what my tip here is, I personally love to try to get my surface wet when applying the image, and I'll kind of walk you through some tips for better results. So let me share with you, since we're still on overhead, y'all, these are the beautiful results. And I am stuffed up. Lauren, I just want to acknowledge that.
Okay.
As I bend over, you're going to hear a little sniffle. I feel amazing other than that right there. So just letting you guys know how we're doing today.
It's just the spring weather. I'm sure something's blooming.
I mean, it's like 70 something degrees. Like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be upwards of 70
Yeah.
today. So we're super excited. And that's awesome. But look at these results. Like, this is what I was saying. I wish you could feel these images. Like, they just feel so good, especially on the wine glass. They feel so permanent. Such a great result.
So Beth had a good question.
Hey,
Beth said, is Waterslide a technique or a paper type? Or both. So really,
Ooh.
Waterslide is both.
Yeah,
It's
definitely,
a
that's a
paper
good,
type,
I love that question.
but it's also a technique that you use as well.
Yeah, because I think, like, if we peel out, let me just peel this out, because this is a great question. If you peel this out and you look at a sheet of the paper, this is like glossy. I would say it's like close to photo paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, we're not saying it's photo paper, but like that's what I would compare it to, okay? So I would compare this to photo paper. And what it's doing is giving us the ability to have something to apply the sealer on. So you can see right here, after you've sprayed it with the acrylic sealer a few times, it doesn't really look any different. So let me just show you. I don't want to get these confused. This is when it's just printed, okay? This is when it's just printed. And then this is what it looks like after you have sprayed it 2 or 3 times. So they look pretty similar. You can feel it and feel the difference. It doesn't feel as glossy because our sealer is a semi-gloss sealer. So you're going to get whatever finish your sealer is, that's what you're going to get. Now, you're going to ask me, Tanner, do we have to use a semi-gloss? No. Whatever acrylic sealer you're looking for, that's what you want. We have just this clear sealer. It's awesome. Now, we're having friends ask, Tanner, can I use these on candles? Yes, these are definitely great to use on candles. So that's really, really awesome. So let's head over to the share screen. And I am so excited to share with you this, like all of our print and cuts. And just to reiterate, these are not for flammable candles.
Right.
This is just for decorative candles.
Please keep in mind this is just decorative. If you plan on using the candle, do not put it on there, just decorative candles. Now, if you have a candle with a jar that is in a jar,
which is glass, that's a
glass,
great.
and you want to put it on the glass that the candle is in, perfect.
Go for it. Y'all go for it. Okay, so these are some of our print and cut files. So when you become a member, and I saw Shar or Cher is not a member yet, so I know you may be considering it today. Did you know you get access to our thousands of cut files? You're gonna get access to all of these printable cut files. I love the Be Kind piece. in a world where you can be anything, be kind, that would be a great one. I've done some of these watercolor images, like the barn with the flag. I've done Waterslide decals with some of our watercolors, and they turn out so beautiful. So I think you'll be impressed with that. But there are so many cut files you can use. Holidays, seasonal, whatever you're looking for, you will be able to do. So we're super excited about that. So yeah, lots of patterns, lots of, really unique images that you could actually, Lauren, speaking of your nails, you could take some of these patterns and scale them down, scale them up for whatever you would like to do. So that's really neat too. These live streams is like open Q&A, and like you kind of have 2 craft consultants ready for you. So come with us with all your questions, all your concerns. We would love, love, love to address those today. So these are the cut files. I'm so excited. I love giving little sneak peeks for our members to know what's coming. All you do, I'll just show you real quick because we have plenty of time today. Say we wanted to take, someone mentioned the avocado. So let me go back to the avocado. Say we wanted to download the avocado sticker, okay? We're just gonna download that. As soon as you download it, look, you can download cut files right from search, right from the browse. You don't have to open each cut file. I mean, that's really awesome. So now you can click the zip file. Boom. We've got our avocado down here. We unzipped it. Now we go into Design Space, and I'm gonna share with you how easy it is to tell Cricut when uploading that this is a print and cut. So let's press upload. Let's press now upload image. And now I'm going to grab my little avocado, drag and drop. Perfect. I just like to say, hey, this is a pretty complex image, Cricut, so give it a minute, okay? Press continue. You could go ahead and take away this white background if you needed to, or you could leave it. I love the white backgrounds if you're making stickers. So you can press apply and continue. And boom, this, Lauren, right here is where you get to make it or break it. Do you want 2 random circles or do you want a true print and cut image?
Right.
This is where you decide. So obviously select print and cut, and now it'll say upload. Boom, super easy, press upload, you are good. So now you select it and you're in. Boom, boom, super simple. And my favorite thing about this right here is once you've uploaded a cut file from Maker's Gonna Learn to Cricut Design Space, you never have to upload it again. So I can go to upload and I can go to view all. I've uploaded 5,800 images in the time I've had my Cricut.
That's crazy.
Account. So I could search dog, and here's all the dog files from Maker's Gonna Learn that I've uploaded into this program. So yes, you have to upload your cut files one at a time as using, but once it's in there one time, you have it forever. You have it forever, okay? So just wanted to explain that real quick. All you do now at this point is you have your images, you measure and size it. Ours is roughly 2.7 by 3.8. And then we have a smaller one that's 2.1 by 3. So just measure your cup, measure your glass, love, love, love that. And you're good to go. So you can press make it, and now that it's a print cut, look, you're gonna send this to your inkjet printer and you're gonna be able to print this all out. Once you print it all out, this is what it'll look like. So we can now go overhead. This is really simple. This is what it'll look like. As you can see, you have it right here. And then this is the time where after you've printed this out on the Waterslide paper, because you can't just use any paper, you have to have the Waterslide paper. Just wanted to recap for anyone just tuning in. Print it out on the Waterslide paper. And then this is where you are going to take your acrylic sealer, whatever sealer you would like. This is the one we are using today, the Rust-Oleum Semi-Gloss Clear.
Hold that up in the camera so that if they want to take a screenshot of that, because we've had a couple people ask exactly.
I love that.
So if you want to take a screenshot of this sealer that we use, take the time, if you're on your phone, your computer, take a screenshot of that so you know what we're using. Which also linked below as well.
Oh yeah, but I love a visual.
Sometimes it's easier to see that.
You can get this at, you can grab this at Home Depot, Walmart. Like, this is just good to have. They have a lot of the sealers too at your local craft store. So if you're going out to the craft store, don't forget you can pick this up there. What you're gonna do now is spray this on your paper one time, and then after that, you're gonna let it cool for 10 to 20 minutes. Make sure it is fully dry. After that, repeat the same process 2 or 3 times. Yolanda, great question. Can I do print and cut on a laser printer? No, Cricut Print and Cut does not offer you to use laser. To do the print and cut technology, you must use a inkjet printer. And our friend's asking, is there a monthly fee? Yes, Makers Gonna Learn offers a monthly or yearly programming. Today you can go yearly and get like $70+ of savings compared to monthly, so that's crazy. So definitely check that out down below. After you have sprayed this 2 or 3 times, you will now have something that looks like so, okay? That will look like this. Either one of these, very similar. I think I'm gonna use this one because I think it has the 3 coats. But you can see here, it's just been sprayed. You can't really tell it, but it's been sprayed 2 and 3 times, and you can feel that now it doesn't feel like our Waterslide paper because now it has that semi-gloss sealer on it, okay? Now, what I wanna recommend when spraying, I like to stay 12 to 16 inches away, light coverage. You wanna make sure it's even. And yes, you're gonna use inkjet, all right? So after you have been able to spray that, which we cannot do in our studio, I wish we had like Tanner and Lauren on the road where we could step outside and spray it with you. But
this is also something you do not need to do in an enclosed room. Take this outside, spray it outside, or somewhere that is very well ventilated, like a shop or something like that. Open air shop. Don't do this like in a bedroom.
Oh, please don't. Please take it outside. Like, be very well ventilated. I mean, it's acrylic sealer, so like you don't want to breathe that in. You don't want it in your nose. Like, that would not be good at all. So now that we've got that sealed and whatnot, you're going to take your paper and you're going to load it into your Cricut. But I've already, we can go ahead and go back to screen share because I want to show you the process. So let's go over here and select the Cricut machine. We're going to use the USB. An open garage would be good because it's going to be really well ventilated. And then 3 times would be really good. And guys, the base material settings are constantly changing with Cricut. So I don't believe there's a Waterslide paper setting. So you're just going to follow like a cardstock setting, okay? If I could spell cardstock. So you're going to be able to search this. I'm just going to do like a heavy cardstock setting because you want to be able to pretty much cut this all out so that when you submerge it in the paper, when you submerge it in the water, the backing will come off and everything like that. So there's that. Now, all you do is we're loading this into our machine. So we're just loading this in over here really easily. Really awesome. And we're just going to let this go through. And just like so, love this, love it. And let's see if it cut all, oh look guys, okay. So it cut all the way through, that's awesome. Now let me tell you a little secret. So it cut off just a hair difference, but the best part is we'll never be able to tell because we're removing that white backing. So I love that. And the reason for it, maybe my Cricut needs to be aligned. We did cut and print, we printed this on a different Cricut and then we brought it in here. So that could be the process too. So I'm going to take this one right here and we're going to walk through this one. Let's do the mug first. So we'll teach the mug first and then we'll do our wine glass. So we can go overhead if we're not already. Is this in frame? Is this in frame? Perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this sit for 30 to 60 seconds in the water. So what it's gonna recommend, I'm just gonna bring this in real quick, the transfer and separation process. Submerge paper in the water for 30 to 60 seconds to separate the base paper and the transfer. Remove paper from water, then quickly apply it to the ideal position of your clean decal surface. Press firmly to secure the transfer. Lauren, there is no glue. There is nothing. This is the technique. This is the beauty of it. And we love that. Rose, there's not a Cricut Waterslide product, but this pack right here, you got 20 sheets. And I believe it's linked down below from Amazon. So, okay, I'm just gonna submerge this in here. You're gonna see it's already wanting to peel up. So we're just gonna leave this submerged in here. I've done a live stream on this prior, and I literally had a timer. I don't think that's gonna be necessary for today. We'll be able to tell. But one of my techniques is I need to make sure I apply this on like holding the mug. So I'm actually gonna just go ahead and wet this as well, because I prefer applying Waterslide on a wet surface. It makes it easier for me to allow it to move around. So that's just a little tip. As we submerge this, I'm just gonna let this be wet.
So Melissa does ask, will the mug be dishwasher safe?
Lauren, it's a no. Like,
yeah.
I would not trust the heat of your dishwasher, you know, to be able to do that. That would just be a little much.
It's just, if you had epoxy over it.
Oh,
then yeah.
You add epoxy to anything, honey, and that's good.
Yeah.
Like for the most part. Okay, so it's starting to want to come up. Lauren, help me. I'm terrible with time. You tell me when you think it's been.
I think we've been pretty close to 30 seconds.
Oh, look at this. Look at this separation. Look at this separation. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh my gosh, guys, do you see this? Do you see this? Ooh, can they still see my mug? Oh my goodness, I love this. So look at this. So you can apply it here. I like water on the surface because now you are able to work it out and move it if needed. So look at this, I can straighten it up a little. How about it? What do you guys think of that?
Look how easy.
Right? So now what you're going to do is you can, you know, take some paper towel and start dabbing it. But if you're happy with where this is positioned, you're going to, the water is my secret. So I've heard friends not put water on the surface that they are applying it. And I think that's why it wrinkles personally. So the water really helps me because I'm still able to move this around. I didn't have to fret, I didn't have to rush. I can even pick this up and make sure like, okay, when I'm holding this, how does it look? Y'all, if you can hear the train even better today.
I know, because I forgot to shut the door.
Well, I really am enjoying this. Y'all, our team have started afternoon walks outside to get some vitamin D. And I told the team we have to do it as soon as we get done with the show. Is this as permanent as vinyl? So I would say it is very permanent, but I also would say you can't get these amazing colors with vinyl. If you're doing one color, sure, but Lauren, you couldn't do like this layered vinyl. It's way more permanent than layered vinyl. So,
okay.
Yay, we're gonna let this cool for a second. I'm just gonna repeat the process with our next one. What's our questions? Let me know our questions.
Another question is, could you put this sticker on a car window permanently?
So it's very translucent. So let me bring in some glass.
Yeah.
This is a very translucent process. You wouldn't really be able to read the window decal, especially if this was like...
If you were on tinted windows, it would definitely be a no.
Yeah, tinted windows, you're out. You're out. So that's a...
For sure.
I would not say this is food safe either because what you're actually transferring is these chemicals.
Yeah.
You are transferring a sheet of acrylic. So be careful.
So it needs to go on the outside, basically on the outside of, if you're doing it on like dishes, it would be on the outside of a mug, not on a plate.
No. No food.
There was one really cool, I saw this at Hobby Lobby.
Ooh.
And I thought that this would be an amazing project to make.
Tell us.
Is they had taken, and what it looked like to me is it was like a frame. And I'm sure some of our friends on here has seen it at Hobby Lobby.
If it's at the Hoblob,
if it's at the Hoblob, y'all have seen it.
it.
But it looked like just a leaf that had been pressed between two panes of glass and framed, and just it was just the transparent glass. Well, I got up to looking at it, and it was like you could feel the decal on the back of it. So if you had a picture of like a pressed flower or a leaf and did the Waterslide decal on the back, like if you took a frame.
Stop it. You could do a big one.
Yeah.
Like that would be, and what I would do is I would use like a 13 by 9 cooking sheet if you're gonna do something big, and use that, because you don't have to have like thick water. Like we just have a few inches of water. So the next step of the process, we're gonna do the smaller one on our wine glass. So what we're gonna do is we are just gonna submerge this in the water. And I think the smaller decals, they just do really, like they're even faster to remove the backing. So again, I'm just gonna submerge this in water.
Kim made a good suggestion, and I don't know if you mirrored it, could you use it, actually.
Yeah, you totally could. So
use it on the back of a cutting board, like a glass cutting board.
You could. Yep, you totally could. And it would be fairly permanent too, so that's awesome. So I love that.
Vanessa also asked, it chips very easily. Is there any way that we could seal it? Once again, we like using UV resin would be a really easy way, a quick way to seal it.
Yeah, UV resin is a very quick way. Like UV resin takes the issue, away really fast. So I love that. And yes, we're having friends ask about the membership. There is a link down below you can actually click, and you'll be able to get all the details all about our membership and what you get access for what tier. So see, I have this wet wine glass right here, and when I apply this down, you're able to work with it. And the further up it is, the better, because it's more flat up here. So you could have went with the larger one or not, but this is the smaller decal. And as you see here, I'm able to just use my finger to work out any bubbles. This is the area where a lot of our friends in my previous video had commented. It was like, Tanner, get a silicone, why am I saying silicone so funny?
I don't know.
You get a silicone little brush, and you'll be able to do that. But look, y'all, you're able to do this with your hand, and this gets really permanent really quick. So you can just see here, work this all out. Love it. And I'm just pushing out the water. Like there's water underneath, but the water underneath is what allows us to not have to commit to it so fast. So
Amy says that she's only ever done Waterslide under acrylic. I'm assuming that's like the acrylic or epoxy.
Yeah.
Does it stay on the wine glass coffee mug without it being sealed in any way? So far, ours has stayed on very well.
Look at this. I mean, this is the one we did.
I think Alicia washed it a couple times.
We tested just to make sure it would do good. Now you can see here, this is why we don't recommend it in the dishwasher, hand wash only. You could see a little chipping. So if you're, worried about the ink or anything like that, just make sure. I would do more coats like on wine glasses than probably a mug and things like that. This is just acrylic, so just be mindful of that. And we love all of the different techniques. So yay!
And yes, this is one of our friends said that they love Waterslide because they don't have a sublimation printer yet. This is a great alternative.
Yes.
If you don't have the money to invest in a sublimation printer,
this paper is very affordable.
Yeah.
Very, very affordable. So yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to do it on like textiles, like clothing, things like that. But cups and stuff.
Hello, who has not been looking for an alternative to use, for something for all the dollar store mugs? Like this is gonna give you some really great results really, really quickly. And this is almost dry. Like this is almost permanent. You can see here, just as it draws, it's gonna be super permanent. So it's just really awesome. So you don't have to do the technique where you put the water on the surface, but the reason why I love that is it helps me make sure that I have wiggle room. Because Lauren, if it's completely dry, it's goes like the water that pills up with it is so like it's not wet.
Right.
So you're going to have to be permanent. You're going to start ripping it if you have to move it, and then it'll be off center. So Deborah, when you say you make it look so easy, we follow steps to make sure that it looks easy for us and you, which brings me to my next step of the process. Let's talk about what happens if you do a water slide on a textured surface. So this is what started happening to us when we were trying to do something on a more textured surface. We're actually going to do this other one, if it can fit, just to test and play around with, because we just asked the question of like, can we make this work? Will it work easily? Because a lot of times we could get it to work, but we want to be, you know, mindful of our new friends as well. So this is a little bit larger, but we could probably, should I do it this way just to test, or we should just
I would do it that way. I would just still do it that way.
I'll commit. I'm committing.
Commit to it.
We're committing to it just to give something to test out, just so you all can see what happens for more textured surfaces. So with the textured surface, we didn't find that it was as easy to apply, and
see,
it just literally came up. Okay, well, so anyway, we're going to test this again just so that you guys can see it too. And hopefully kind of understand where we're coming from when we are recommending making sure it's a really, you know, not textured surface. So yay, love it. Are you guys learning anything today? If so, leave us a emoji, let us know. Love this.
Now, we personally did not bake any of these. I know I saw some friends say that
Honey, this is acrylic. I don't know. Can they bake it?
They had said that they saw someone bake it. We did not.
We did not bake ours.
We're not going to suggest that you bake it until, because we've not tested it. Now, if we had tested it and it had been proven,
we would tell you.
We would tell you.
Yeah. So we're just letting that sit here, you know, 30 seconds or so. What's interesting this time around, I guess where there's smaller decals, mine's not curling as much. So the curling really scares me. But this is, you know,
Jackie
really
said that these would be really cute on LED candles, and those they would be so cute on.
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. Now here you guys go. Actually does really, it looks like it's going to do really well.
Yes, so what happened with this one before is when we did it on the cup, it looked great.
Right.
And then it sat and dried, and then after it dried, it started curling.
Because it's textured, like you can't expect it to be able to do that if it's textured. So guys, that is the difference. Look at all these different alternatives that you can do. You can do the glass wine, you can do the wine glass, you can do the mug. The Tervis is not really a winner in our arena from our testing and whatnot, but now you know why and how. The textured cup, yes, if you do epoxy over top it, we were talking about that at the beginning of the show, any epoxy tumblers would be amazing for this technique, especially if you're sealing it with the epoxy on top. Like that's just go double support, double support.
And you could even, I mean, depending on how long you have to, you could do a small amount of epoxy underneath so you get that smooth surface.
I love that.
Then lay it down, let it dry, and then the epoxy over top of it.
Yes. Okay, so someone says my ink got messed up. If your ink is getting messed up, I would recommend making sure to do more layers of your acrylic. Make sure you got some really, really good layers of acrylic. And this is gonna be so much fun. Lauren, I think we're done. So I'm gonna come over real quick. Or actually, one last thing.